Bam, 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 bam. All right, let's see. I think, let me go ahead and bam, bam, bam. Yes, I think I am. Aha. Let's get things started with a little bit of Italo from back in the day. What's happening? What's popping? It's DJ Hans. It's the DJ Hans Shit Show. And look, that's a classic. Problems, There More. Alexander Robots, Nick. One of my all-time favorite classic imports. That's right. Love this jam right here. Love Mondays. Why? Because I get to talk to my good friends. Yep. I get to talk to some of my good friends. I get to have conversations, habla mierda. So for those that don't know, if you've been not hanging out my Instagram or Facebook, today I get to interview a very special friend, somebody who, let me go ahead and lower this. Basically somebody who has been a part of my life, whether she knew it or not, through music. And if you don't know who that is, it's Madelin Red. Madelin Red, she had a great hit under Prototype. And that was the group. And it was featuring Madelin Red. Loved the voice, loved the music, loved the song, the simplicity, and it was just a very catchy track to me. And there's a lot that happened in my life, and that helped me get around it. So we're gonna go ahead and interview her at exactly 9:00. So that's gonna be at 9:00. Oh, and let me see who. Oh yeah, we got Cito in the house. You see, people like that, those are the people. And by the way, my brother, thank you for making my 80s such a fucking amazing time. You were one of those DJs that stuck out doing it right. When you do things right, you're going to stand out. And I will always say it. You fucking always played those B-sides, those jams that I don't think other DJs might have had back then. You had that exclusivity, and that's amazing, man. When you do things right, things happen. So thank you, Cito, for that, and for great music throughout the years. Basically, just to get things going, the 80s to me were the beginning of my DJing thoughts. Let's not even say DJing. DJ thoughts. When I figured out that I wanted to become a DJ, when I wanted to actually get myself doing music, being, part of that, that whole small community, because it wasn't big then. It was not big. It was not big at all. So, it was something that you would hear either a mixtape. In my case, I found a mixtape at a flea market, Alapata flea market, if you don't know. Alapata, Hialeah. Basically, it was, one of those guys that I guess either he knew a DJ or he was a DJ, and he would sell mixtapes, and it was a lot of disco imports, a lot of 70s, just jams that you didn't hear anywhere else but from the DJ. That was, something that doesn't happen anymore. Big shout out to Tony Salazar in the house. What's up, my man? What's happening? So yeah, being a part of all that, I basically started listening to DJs and hearing how they were doing their thing, and it got me kind of, thinking, man, I might want to be a DJ. So I kept on listening to other DJ mixes. Had a neighbor that also had a couple of cool cassettes. I'm sorry. And, those were the guys. And then Phil Jones, Bob Rosenberg, they came into the game and fucking blew my world, with those sets. those sets were fucking amazing, and it kept growing, as years went on. And then you had Rhythm 98 with, All Mix Sunday, which was fucking amazing. All Mix Sunday was just one of those, to me, that was like fucking Christmas every Sunday. To me, that was the shit. It made everything in my life. It was like I would just sit there and record. And there were some incredible guys, Sounds of Destiny DJs for one, that I remembered, recording some of their stuff. Majestic, DJ Laz came from there. It's like so many guys, also other names, from other stations like Mohammed Moretta, Babalu Bad Boys later on came. There was so many talented fuckers out there, and I'm sure I'm missing a few, out there. But I heard Egyptian Lovers say, "What is a DJ if he can't scratch?" Things like that got me excited, and I wanted to be a part of it. I was fucking hooked 100%. And being that said, I never knew how far I would take it into my life as a DJ, being that I'm still a DJ. And that as I would grow up, I would then meet these people that were my idols, find out more about their lives, where they are today, what they're doing. It's just amazing. You see some of these people, they might, some of us are just regular guys. And, Louis Marnet, another badass motherfucker. And, these guys, you get to talk to them. You get to find out, what it was like. You get to chill and learn from what they did and just soak it in, which has always been great for me. I love music, but more than loving music, believe it or not, my big thing is I love mixing properly. I like putting together sometimes even genres that don't go like one with the other and blend them well. Great transitioning, stuff like that. That to me is the artwork, behind the music. You could, good music, and then you could say, hey, I think I could make this work, and grab one track with another, and man, create that magic. Sometimes you're gonna create a piece of shit, but you take those chances. You take the chances, and you go with it. You do your thing. You do your thing, and enjoy the whole part of creating. And like with creating, you sometimes make those mistakes, and I think the mistakes are the better thing, because it teaches you how not to fuck it up again, or hey, that doesn't work, move on to the next idea. Let me see, we got Derek J Skinner in the house. What's happening, my brother? Yeah, so we got, it's DJ Skinner. I like that name, sounds good. So yeah, so basically that's the situation. And by the way, if you're listening or if you're catching this afterwards, which a lot of people do, on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you become, a part of the crew, help my algorithm go up, so that maybe one day I'll be actually cool enough, to say, hey, people are listening to me. Like I said, this is a shit show. It's just a family thing. It's a friend thing, where people, we just, come on here, we talk shit. We sometimes play Name That Tune. We go over ideas. We go over mistakes. We go over, DJ stuff, and out of the DJ business, conversations too. It's not just the plain and simple, just DJ straight talk. It's a little bit of everything, because, we all have regular lives too. And, we, especially now that we're going through all this crazy stuff, with COVID and everything. So we all, need to feel that it's, we're family, and we're all family at one point or another, let me see who. Oh, big shout out to my boy George in the house, George Jett in the house. Then after by the way, sorry for the ones that don't know, after I finished the whole interview, we're going back to Name That Tune and talking some more mad shit, and hopefully keep on having a good time until the end of the show. But it's here's the thing, knowing Madelin, it's one of those things where You know what? I'm going to save some of that for when we're talking with her because, it's just there's a lot of cool, little subjects and stuff like that. And, I found it very interesting and kind of like, oh, wow, that was, crazy. So I'm going to save some of that information for later. You know what? Let me fix my monitor because I cannot read the chats from here. Oh, you have a show? Oh, mira eso. George Jett has a show. It's called the George Jett Show. I'm imagining that you could, put in there the Meet George Jetson. See, that's why I never sang songs. My voice no bueno. I think I sing good in the shower, kind of like Guy. I am that guy. I got a hell of a fucking voice in the shower, and then it's done. Ah, man. And by the way, I was going through some music. And I try to find some of the music that was on that mixtape because sadly, I lost both of those mixtapes that I would listen to back and forth. I think I even made a few copies and gave them away and don't have anybody that I remember handing it out to. So I'll never hear those mixes again. If I do, that'll be fucking amazing. That'll fucking just rock big time. So a ver. Yes, I was going through some of the songs, and there was one song in there, besides Madelin Red song, that was the second song that I really loved. And I think I'm going to share it, as a matter of fact. Maybe some of you might remember this track. I'm not going to play too much of it, just in case, if I can, YouTube and get it. Well, that don't need any of that. So, but I don't think it might recognize this song anyway. But if you know this song, tell me what the name of the song is and who it's by. Let's see if you know. And then it starts right here. Very Italo. Very fucking Italo. It's got all the fucking sounds. But I'm not going to go. I'm going to stop it here. If you know the name of that one, that's going to be the first Name That Tune track of this evening before I jump into the whole spiel with Madelin Red. She'll be on here at 9 p.m., which is coming shortly. Oh, wait. Mira, look at George. Look at George. Man, that's why I got good friends. I got friends who know shit. Man, kid, did you have the same cassette I had? Back in 85, 86? No, it's not Paris by Air. They could sound like Paris by Air, but... And maybe you know something I don't know. Sometimes somebody knows something and they're like, hey, bro, that was Paris by Air before Paris by Air. But I don't know. I don't think so. And I don't even know. Do I even know the exact name of that? I know what it's called. Yeah, it is called Dial My Number. And it says it's by R. Bass or Bice. That's RBAIS. Dial My Number. Love that fucking track. It came out at the same time as Madelin Red's song, Come Back to Me. So, yeah, I'm guessing it was one of those things, that all those songs that were made that year, they were probably a part of the same cassette. And yeah, man. Love that track too. That's another song that, man, I played and played and played and played. It kind of reminds me of the song, if you want to, just kind of like the thought, Never Ending Story. That song. I don't know why I fucking love that song. So, well, just so you know, it's a shit show, so every once in a while you gotta spray it para que no tenga pesta caca. Así, because you got a lot of shit. mucha mierda. Mira. But you got it right, bro. You got it right. That's impressive. As a matter of fact, you know what? Since we're just here killing time, I'm going to go ahead and drop another of that era and see who guesses it first. Let's see. Everybody's going to, since we're not on here, we're going to go ahead and check it out. Here we go. Let me drop it in from a point where the song is already kicking ass. Let me see. Joséphine Blanche, robe rouge et noire, danse avec le reflet du miroir. See, I don't like that version of that for some reason. Here, let me draw it better here. What's happening, Ray Martinez? Yes. Yes, you know what? She is an incredible person. By the way, well, no, I'll show it later. I'll show it when she goes on the show. It's going to be better that way. País Latino? Nope. Nope. That one's actually hard. It's called Bandolero by Paris Latino. You got it right, bro. But you're just missing the R. Damn, kid. I think, you know what? I think, George, you're using, what do you call it? Shazam. Here, I'm gonna make it easier now. You know what, man? Let me ask anybody: Do we really know the story behind Lime? Do we know what was? As a matter of fact, if anybody has a connection, I would love for my second artist interview to be Lime. I would love nothing more than to ask away, because there was, I mean, I remember back when I was a kid, my dad had a skating rink that he took over in Hialeah. If anybody remembers that one. They also had the one in Flagler Midway. And I recall that we had Lime there. And I don't know. Well, you were almost right there, buddy. With País, it's Paris. Well, it says Paris Latino. Maybe they wrote it wrong. Remember, some of these songs we get them from DJs that write their own shit, and maybe they thought it was Paris and it's País Latino, and you might be right. It's 1983, by the way, and that's, who knows, maybe the DJ wrote that too. But the thing about Lime, was it like a Milli Vanilli kind of thing? Was it somebody else singing? I've heard rumors, I might totally be off 100% on this, but they were somebody from Toronto, from Canada, maybe somewhere, and they were brother and sister, maybe, and they were not the blondes that we kept seeing. Even though, like, I keep going back into videos now on YouTube, and I see this the blonde guy and the blonde girl, and they seem to be on most of them. And I'm not sure if that's the same guy that I've seen in the past. Maybe somebody knows more of the story behind them, but it's, if somebody knows more about it or has more facts, I would love to know more. I don't know anything. I don't even know if they're, are still around. And somebody said the original Lime, the other Lime, there we go. Iggy in the house. What's that? So it's then, okay, so are they brother and sister? That's the actual question that, yeah, I would love to know. Or, was it more than one Lime? Because the voice, when you listen, it sounds always the same. But maybe the people that play their part and maybe lip synced when they showed up to places. And that's the thing, you see, like George is saying, the originals, and I'm, like I said, I don't know shit about shit, but I like to know a little bit more. I'm curious. Soy chismoso. So that. All right, I'm gonna give you another song. Here we go. Here we go. This is one of the fastest songs that I remember, and I will say something really short about it. When I went to California, everything DJs played back in the late 80s was really fast. You know this one. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you do. Tú sabes cuál es esa. When you meant siblings, I don't think they were both brothers. All right, let me see. Let me get this microphone a little lower so my face could actually show up. Who still has those Sounds of Destiny DJ mixes? Yeah, decade. Here's a guy who knows everything about disco. Freestyle, imports, 80s, 70s, early 90s. Mr. DJ, aren't you supposed to be somewhere on Twitch right now doing some show? I think. By the way, that's DJ Decade, everybody. On Twitch, you can find. Yes, actually, if you notice, there's not a lot of shine going on today in my head. That's called knowing what you're doing right. So, 8:51 people. In less than 10 minutes, we're gonna have Madelin Red right here on the show. So let's get things popping properly by doing things the right way. Getting the show officially fully started. I never do this right in the beginning, if you ever noticed. It's whatever the fuck I want. It's the DJ Hans Shit Show. That's right. Tonight, we have the most beautiful, incredibly talented lady. Not only she sings, she's an actress. Not only is she cool, but she's a friend, and she's a local. So it's something that it's great because I get to run into her all the time. I will give you one secret, something that I personally know about her before she comes on. What's up, Giuseppe? Giuseppe in the house. Big shout out to Giuseppe. Yeah, Madelin Red is a big fan of Taco Tuesday. She loves Mexican food. I must say that alone. And she is super chill. One of those easygoing people that you want to have a conversation with. Always sweet. No matter what. Always sweet. And that was that song. So, bam. All right. So, yes, in just exactly 7 more minutes, we're going to be doing things. Damn. That's right. Let me see. Let me make sure she's going to be doing the right thing at the right time. Let me see. I am starving, but I am on that whole don't eat at night diet. Yeah, that's right, Louis. That's right. So yeah, I'm on that don't eat late and starve yourself till at least noon. So I will not be ¿cómo se llama esto? Grabbing any tacos or anything. I will have coffee momentarily. You know how that goes. There's always that coffee break. So, without a doubt, and our new sponsor, Iberia Coconut Water. No, it's just something I like to drink a lot with pulp. Because if it doesn't have pulp, nope, I will not drink it. Yeah, and to Ruby Red too. Yeah. What's up? What's up? What's up? So yeah, in just a few more minutes, we're gonna go ahead and have Madeline showing up in here, and we're gonna go ahead and and if you got questions you guys want to ask on here, go ahead and type them in. I'm sure she'll be watching too. Maybe if she, maybe she'll be watching, but if not, I'll go ahead and read them out. And then after that, it's like I said before, we're gonna go and jump into name that tune. Name that tune. Name that tune. Shake that. Woo! Name that tune. What you hear is not a test. Let me stop that now. All right, let me stop that. And yes, by the way, everybody, if you don't know, this is our sponsor. You like how I did that? It's the shit show sponsor, All Permit Solutions Incorporated. APS there, 305-970-0110. Hit up the permit man at permitman@comcast.net, and he'll take care of you. That's my boy Tropical. He will definitely take care of you, whatever you need in your signage and permits. Because yes, he does permits too. It's All Permit Solution. Once again, our sponsor all day, all night. Yeah, I do like to chew my water. What's happening, Mario, in the house? I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, if you guys, once again, if you go, the funny thing is that she's local, so I'm sure a few of you have met her, like Lewis, I know for sure, and Walter, I believe, and Decade has not, because Decade don't know caca about caca. So we're gonna go ahead and leave our sponsor here in the bottom, so we can keep doing our thing and take this off. We're growing in this world, doing things the proper way. I'll make sure my internet's kicking right. Everything's good. So, hey, in just a few more minutes. So, vamos a ver. Before we get things started, here's another one. Another one. Name that tune. Here we go. Oh, this is too easy. Too fucking easy. Let's see. Obviously, we have a delay, so by the time some people get it, I want name of song and name of artist. Walter Capote. I used to have a neighbor named something Capote. I forgot his first name. He used to take care of me. Alfredo got it big time. It's Heaven 17. And what's the name of the song? Yeah, I know. That was pretty easy. What is happening? By the way, what is do we have Ray Guel here? Is he in the house? And no, it was, well, he did make a great remix of that song. Ray Guel of Let Me Go by Heaven 17, which I heard it, and what I liked was that it sounded a little bit different. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Now in the house, we have my ultimate friend, amigo de corazón, 100%, Salvo Oriente, my chef. Oh, man. I say my chef because the man makes me the best meals ever, even though now I'm on a diet, so I had to send him to take a break. But yeah. ¿Qué pasa, mi hermano Salvo? So yeah, and what happened? It's a great remake. I love the way he sang the track. He made it his own. It sounds really well put together, and and the funny thing is that Ray Guel is very good at doing that deep kind of like voice, and like Heaven 17 has that deep voice and stuff like that, and he could have done it that way, but he did it different, and that came out very cool. All right. Un segundito. Let me go ahead and set up. A ver. Let me make my Cuban coffee call. A ver. A mover la colita. Oh, video. You know what? Ovidio has always had the best connections, and he always does. So, what can I say? Love that guy. A ver. I already. By the way, the people you hear in the background, that's my family. Vamos a ver. Let's call. Let's see. Vamos a hacer una llamadita. Let's see.
Dime.
Por favor, ¿me pudieran hacer un cafecito?
Café, sí, ok, está bien.
Muchas gracias.
Bueno.
And we did the coffee call. That's right, everybody. Coffee call time.
We want big booty.
Coffee, not big booty. Coño. We got to do what we got to do. We got to do what we got to do. Wait, let me see. Let me get myself together. Wait. Yeah, just making sure everything's good. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll just fake it. And el espresso. Yeah, that's right. Even my chef, man, as soon as I get to work, he knows he makes me coffee and without the sugar, man. Que buena gente. You see, when people take care of you, those are your good friends. You know, people that care about you like that. Que te hacen cosas así, that's awesome. A ver. Oh man, I got somebody on with. Oh man. All right, so everybody, we're gonna get this show started. And before we do, let's not even drop her in with that one. Let's drop her in properly. With my Mira. Look at this person. Wow.
Stop.
Wow, look at you. Is this a new apartment?
Yes, it is.
Congratulations, first of all.
Thank you.
Loving it. Sharing too much information.
I guess so.
So how are you, Madelin?
I'm doing good. It's a pleasure to be here tonight and chat with you from my couch. I was going to set up in the studio that we have for self tapes every time that we have to do some auditions or something. And I said, you know what? No, let me just sit on the couch and just chill. And literally, I'm sitting here
anywhere. Anywhere. That's the best part about my show. You could do it anywhere. You could actually, even more appropriately, you could have taken it, on the shitter.
Oh no, somehow no. I don't see that as a selling point on my end right now. Maybe 6 months from now.
No problema. So beautiful. I am so glad you're here because
I am so excited. Yes.
There's certain people there's a lot of people that I like to get to know, because it's one of those things where beyond the music and everything, you sometimes want to get tidbits about people, and you want to learn about, especially in my case being a DJ, you want to just know what it was like, understand the part of the technical, the how did it get started? Who made that call? Where were you? What happened? How did it get there? How did it transform you to who you are today? All these different things that you never find out about most artists, unless you start really wanting to read and be a creeper and stuff like that, Yeah, it's normally not a good thing, but you want to find out more. And in my case, the music that has really stuck with me was exactly that, the early 80s, the mid 80s, down to, I would say, the 90s. Those are music that would be in my heart. That's kind of like where it stuck. And, I could always say that when I hear a certain song, I could smell the room. I could remember that moment, who I was with, maybe the first kiss, those kind of things. Yeah.
Really. Music takes you back. Music. I believe that music takes you back to wherever you want to go. It's very magical. And even another thing too, perfumes also too, like certain perfumes will take you back 20, 30, 40 years, as far as you can want to go. So definitely I understand and I get you,
yeah. And once again, even bad situations, whatever it was, it's just an incredible thing, and these songs, in my case, I, was living in Miami most of my life, right, coming from Cuba. And, I wanted to become a DJ as a kid and the whole thing. And then abruptly, we moved to California.
Mm.
And it was a thing, to try something different, to see. We had a little bit of family over there. So, my parents said, hey, we're going to move to California. I was never the kind of kid that, was afraid of big moves and stuff like that. I actually enjoyed it. I one of my favorite things to do was start a new school and meet brand new people.
Okay.
And more importantly, it would be better if it wasn't in the beginning of the year. Like when everybody's new,
Really?
and everybody's really, meeting new. To me, it was like I jumped in the middle of the year.
Wow, that's interesting.
That to me was always great. I love the attention. I'm an attention whore for that. So to me, it was great. I love to be the guy who just dropped in and stuff like that. And that's what happened to me in California. But California was way different. And in the beginning, I didn't fit fully in because it's a whole different world. It's no Cubans off the bat.
Yeah.
So for me, that was tough. Oh, look, speaking of Cuban. Cafecito. Come on. It's the best thing in the world having a podcast at home. But it smells so good. It was a thing that was a little rough. Even though I loved the whole concept of it, it was rough. And I felt like I was missing things. And one of the biggest and best things that could happen was that I had a couple of tapes on me.
Okay.
And I would press play in my room and listen and listen and listen. But one of the songs that always made me feel great was your song.
That's crazy. Why?
It would be a happy moment. It would kind of like, and I would listen to the lyrics of the song, come back to me waiting by the telephone, it kind of like, it would almost mean to me like, come back to me like Miami, my life there. And it wasn't about a person, it was about a place.
That's so nice to hear that. How old were you at this time?
I must have been 12, 13.
Wow.
And yeah, it was one of those things that, got me by, those moments when I felt I wasn't where I should be exactly. I didn't feel at home. It was very different, culture clashing, kind of thing. So that was the thing about that. And
wow. That's so interesting. Yeah.
Well, and who would think that years later, which by the way, a lot of people don't know, but before me knowing who you were, I had met you and I would be at my father's job in Sálvese quien pueda.
That's right, my God.
And my father was one of the writers and you were one of the actresses.
Yeah.
And that was a TV show on, what was it? Univision? Oh, Telemundo, that's right. Yeah. And through Lucas Bentivolio.
And I think I for people that don't know, that show is similar to SNL in Spanish.
Correct.
That's pretty much it there. And you can actually still, if you type in Sálvese quien pueda on YouTube, there's going to be hundreds of, tapes out there. And how funny, what a small world that your father was one of the very
and that I would run into you. And if I would have known at that time who you were,
crazy.
I would have been like, oh shit, that would have been wild. But I didn't get to know until way later.
And you would watch the show too.
Mm-hmm.
That's
for sure.
That's crazy. And I played all these crazy characters from call girls to homeless women. And oh my God, it was such a great time in my life to get paid well to do what I love to do, which is, acting, which is one of my other.
That's the thing I was going to mention, and you do that very well.
Yeah. So thank you. I wear a lot of hats, Yeah.
And you've taught acting to kids, or is that?
Yeah, I'm in my 20th year of teaching for Dade County schools. I teach theater for middle school. So yeah, I'm surrounded by arts and music and dance and everything. So and it's just nice too that this song that's the reason we're here today. This song that I recorded back in December of '85, to this day it still plays. And I want to say within the last year, I remember somebody posted on Facebook and they tagged me saying, I'm in the car and you're on Sirius Radio. Your song was playing. And I was like, wow, that's amazing that it, like it found its way there, and it's.
Well, that's the thing. It's one of those great tracks, that it was more, heard through the DJ and through the, the dance clubs and stuff like that. So it was I kind of like that. There's music that, will lose its awesomeness when it gets overplayed. So to me, whenever I do hear it, it's like, it catches me by surprise. It makes me smile. It's like, wow, I love that song,
Exactly.
That's incredible music. And it had that, the sound was very uplifting. It was kind of like when, the keyboards are always progressing. Yeah. And that to me, it wasn't a dark song.
No.
And, one thing also that I loved about it didn't feel dark and, it didn't make me feel bad. I guess if it would have been something in a different tone, maybe that would have been, different.
Differently. Yeah. Definitely. How interesting. I love it. I think it's great. And some people, when they find out about the song and like I had mentioned to you about this DJ that had posted the song on YouTube like 10 years ago. And I had no idea. I think it was my brother was the one that mentioned to me, hey, Maddie, your song is on YouTube. And I remember that the song had already been on YouTube for, the record itself and so forth. But what was interesting, and like we talked about that, reading all the comments of people that are the young generation that were not even born when that song was recorded, and to say that they love the song, they were listening to it, or one of the nice ones was I remember waking up on Saturday mornings and listening to my mom clean the house while listening to that song. So a lot of beautiful comments. I was like so touched, and then of course then there was like gangs in Chicago, bumping the music in their cars. And I was like, this is so great. So it's really, whoever knows the song, can really appreciate it. Some people will say like, oh, I don't know it, but I thank you so much for you and all the other DJs that have always supported that song from day one, and they carry it in their, their portfolio, which is
it's in our arsenal. It's songs that, and when you play them and somebody knows and you're like,
it feels good. Yeah. Oh my God, absolutely.
And the funny part about it is that if I play your song, for example, or if I play maybe somewhere within the realm of your song, other songs, I know what I could play next. I know that character. I kind of understand that person. It's almost like we just clicked. We're in the same gang, or I got you. It's gonna be good. I promise. Let me see.
That's amazing.
Iggy says he remembers you performing at Parallel Bar.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Parallel Bar.
I love it. Yeah, Parallel Bar.
A reminder, because Parallel Bar was where again?
I believe it was at wasn't it the what we called, I thought, the bakery center, maybe?
Yes, it was bakery center, and then now it's just shops at Sunset Place.
Right, exactly. So I think that the Parallel Bar was there, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't it there?
I believe it was
also, oh my God, we played so many clubs, and again, just paying respects to those people that got me in here. Efrain and Bibi wrote the song. And let me, again, I'll just rewind back a little bit to how I got into this. I mean, I don't know if I can go that way to land in the club,
right.
How much fun that was. I was always a singer, in the mid-20s, and one of my very good friends, who is still my very good friends to this day, Lourdes Brizo. We were always very creative, and she knew that I sang and I danced and I acted. That was my thing in college and everything. And then, we should write a song. We're not songwriters. So we ended up writing this extremely tacky bubblegum song, and I'll tell you the name right now, called High Tech Love Affair. It was the 80s, and it was like, I want to love high tech. It was like, whatever. And then we wanted to write, back then it was like the little record, and then you wanted to have a flip side, which was usually the ballad. Please, I can't believe I'm saying this.
Wow. And it's so true. That's right. The ballad
was always on the flip side of that. So we had ordered pizza one night, my friend and I, and we had seen that, so stupid, my God, that the side of the pizza said, we are be good, be generous with we're good and we're generous with our cheese. And I said, oh my God, wouldn't it be a great song? Like, like, hey, telling somebody like, hey, be good, be generous, whatever. That became a love song. Horrible. It was this like blah, blah, blah. But it got me, to meet an amazing DJ, Ciro, de Llerena, and who gave me a chance to perform at Casanova's with two backup dancers that, one of them, funny back then. And so that song kind of got people, and like people were just like, okay, she's singing, wasn't a thing, but I put on a show and I was dressed really sexy in my, my red outfit and whatever. And then weeks later, months later, whatever, I would get a call. Lourdes, my manager and best friend, says that Cito had called her to tell her that there's two guys that had written a song and they were looking for a girl singer. So we made an appointment. We went to meet them. We got the song. I took the song home. I, reviewed it and so forth. It came back. I sang it for them. And then they told us, okay, you're done. We're going to, you're hired. You're part of the group now. So we went into the studios and we recorded that, very late night in December of 1985. And the entire year of 1986, we had probably the best time of our lives performing in every single club. We even got to fly to the Bahamas and be the opening act for Gloria Estefan and Miami Sound Machine with that. It was just Uncle Charlie's. Like, give me a club. We were there. What a great time. And I remember the best part was getting picked up in a limousine, at midnight, and heading over to Casanova's. And now we're performing a song where people were singing along too. Wow. So it was such a great flip side of that. So 1986 was a blessing. And I'm very grateful for that. And that song just happened to just move people and people enjoyed it. And it was a great swing, had a great vibe. And like I said, it mixed really great with New Order and the whole little doom, 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 doom. And it was great here. We lived the life. The two guys that when we were just pretending to play instruments, I was singing one song and getting paid money just to go to the clubs and have such a great time.
No, the way that I think about it is like at that young age where you're, just finding out who you are and the whole thing, that you get a chance to be up on a stage where people are, like you said, singing your song.
Oh my God, that's great here. Yeah.
And, listen, I would die to have been a part of that era because, I mean, I only heard it from home as a kid, listening in, but I wanted to be at Casanova, at Backstreets, at Nepentha's.
Oh yeah.
All these places that I would hear about, and to me was like, one day I will go to these places. And no, I was going to Illusions, the tea club, where in La Chaperona.
Wow, look at that.
Chaperona room and everything, so that was my first, actual club. Then I went to, the Beat Club and stuff. So I was, younger.
You were getting around. You were like
slowly. I was working my way in there, but always one step behind in the sense that I really loved the disco and the imports. And, I loved the music I was hearing as, when I was just a little bit younger, building up into it.
That's wonderful that you were so young and that music still stuck for you because it's people like yourselves that keeps these songs alive, that you like it, that you enjoyed, like you understand that there's, it was the music from the 80s, was like, it is from the disco and the dance music to everything that was done in the 80s. It was just so wonderful.
No, it was, and it has its. What I love is that there's parts of it that I call the cheesy part of it, the romantic teenager. That those things that I really don't hear a lot of these songs today. And I'm not going to say that I don't enjoy the music of today. Yeah. I enjoy all music, but what that had back then was that just really cuteness of love songs of I love you, you love me, and there was a lot of that.
Good. Exactly, I love it.
It was very simple, and I loved it, and it will bring you back to when I hear those things, I think of the telephone in my room with the long cord, things, like the jeans, with the colors, it's.
Oh, I love that.
Happiness. It's happiness, and by the way, Giuseppe says he wants to hear that song, the one you made with your friend, the love song.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Let me talk about that. My best friend of, so many years, and we were talking, we met in college, who we've loved theater and we've loved arts, all of that, who has become an international recording artist. And a lot of his music is produced by Giuseppe. Hi, Giuseppe, and everybody else there listening. So Ray Guel, and a lot of you know his music, which is amazing. And
Yes.
we've been there from, you're not just, I'm not just another lover, to everything else that he's done now. And his music is just blown off the charts with his, the listeners through Spotify and so forth. So anyways.
Always had an original sound to him too.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's fantastic. And so we loved this song called You and I by Madeline Kane. And my name is Madeline, Marchand, whatever. And, he said, come on, let's record a song. And I was, I think I was 6 months pregnant at the time. No. And this was recorded, I want to say at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. That's when we did this song, and it was great. And, here I am hearing all that sex he's talking. If you hear the song, it's, I don't know if you've heard that one, the remake of You and I. Oh, we are. And it was great. So it's here I am, a pregnant woman, at 2 o'clock in the morning going, yeah. And it's just so awesome. It's just kind of like so thank you, Giuseppe. It's one of my favorite songs. And, I'm dying to perform it with Ray on stage one of these days. We want to do a something together on stage. But
and let me ask you, do you still know or know what's happening with the rest of the it's 2 other guys. I seen the picture. A Prototype. Yeah,
Prototype. It was Madelin Red featuring Prototype. A year after the song was produced, they sold rights out to Bo Crane, which is still also a friend of mine in my life. And so we were not a group anymore. It was just Madelin Red. And I'd say this year has not been it. 2020 has not been it for a lot of things. But I have to say that, think about it, 1996. Fast forward, 30 something years, every 6 months, I'm called to perform that song somewhere, and I still get paid whatever it is to walk in. So the fact that I feel honored that people, still call you to do that. And of course I have DJs like Otto Cordova who calls me to sing at Sky Ocho every year,
Mm-hmm.
So it's been this constant, wonderful, it doesn't die. The song does not die. And
which, by the way, Otto is, I call him Otto, but, he is the reason why I finally figured out who you were.
Really?
Because I was working through Fever.
Oh, okay.
And I was one of the DJs there. So it was one of the things where he's like, no, and I'm going to have Madelin Red. I'm like, yeah. I was like, what? I got silly. I was like, what? And I think he performed, it was at that place in the Grove. It was underground. It's right behind Coco Walk. They have like a nightclub that I'm not sure. I don't think it's there anymore. But underground. They have a lot of places like that there.
This is like long time ago or like now?
Well, this was back when you see I suck at dates, but it was when I was at Fever 90 something point something, the one of those pirate stations, and we were doing a small little concert kind of thing. And, we were taking our pirate radio. We were turning it into something serious.
Yeah, pirate radio is what kept everybody alive and everybody going. And I think, and
this guy was thinking oxygen, but not oxygen. Go
absolutely. Ahead. I would love to write that book on all these DJs that have been at the front lines, never letting nothing die. Like they're really protective of their music and of their artists. And they have a special heart. The DJs, and I'm going to say that to you, and to every single DJ that's out there or listening, thank you so much for taking what we do and taking it to the next step, and I really, and producers, anybody that just does that. If it wasn't for you guys, think about it. Music that was written back then would never be heard now. Does that make sense? So we thank you so much for just keeping it going and finding a new way to present it to new people, to new audiences.
Oh, of course. Speaking of which, by the way, here, I got a surprise for you.
Yes.
I remixed your song.
Really? Okay. And I found by the way, I have a surprise for you. I found the what is it? The naughty Madelin Red picture that we never.
Well, here we go. By the way, this will be the situation if I was to take your song
Okay.
and play it for today's,
Really?
the land crowd, and stuff like
Oh
that.
my God, darling, let's go. I love it.
Here we go.
Oh, I love it. Go play.
I'm just kidding.
No. I really
Do that with any song. I could drop a reggaeton beat and we got it.
can we. Okay, by the way, the rights are available, so we can do this. Like, can we do this then?
Wait, go ahead. Repeat that because I lowered it. I'm sorry.
No, what I'm saying is like we can do this. We have permission to do this. Let's just take that song and reggaeton it. Let's do it. ¿Por qué no?
100%.
Look, listen.
100%.
This is great because of the fact that you're here and I'm here and I'm telling you, let's do it. And nobody else can jump on this because, oye, ¿por qué no?
It's up to us. That's it. I'm telling you.
Hey, listen, we can talk about it, at let's say somewhere where we never see each other, Taco Craft on a Tuesday night. We can probably discuss that there.
We definitely will. It's funny. I was like, let me listen to the song a second. Let me what kind of a beat would I drop in right now? And I'm like, dun, 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 dun.
Yes, I love that. Oye, ¿por qué no? I'm serious. I think it's great. The new generation has to hear it now.
You gotta give them something.
Absolutely. We have to do it on something here too. I was gonna ask you a question.
Ask.
When was your first official professional DJ job? Like, when was the first time that somebody said, I need a DJ, you did DJ, here's your money? When was it? How old were you?
Wow. 11.
No.
11 years old. 11 years old, and I was with my cousin. We had gear together. I had a turntable. He had the mixer and another turntable. I had 2 speakers. He had 2 speakers. And we're like, we've been doing this at home. We got, I think, 20 something records. We're ready. We're gonna do some parties, and
oh my gosh.
Somebody who we had given a cassette to that we made like a simple mix said, hey, I'm gonna have a house party. You guys want to DJ? And I'm like, I was thinking about it. I wasn't sure if I was ready. And she's like, she might have said something like $50. And we're like, took all the gear.
To an 11-year-old back then, $50 was
well, this party was a disaster because you don't understand what you have or how equipment works until you have people. And these little speakers that sounded so incredible within our room, could not handle this kind of sound. So one speaker just went to shit. The other one was sounding terrible. My 2 were barely hanging in there. We're like, okay, I think this party is over early. No, it's okay. We don't need to pay. No, thank you. We've learned that we got to take this back into the drawing board. And I don't think we DJ'd another party until maybe when I turned like 15.
Okay. So maybe that was your official job at 15.
At
right?
15, I became an assistant to a DJ that would do a lot of weddings and formal parties and things like that. And he was also a DJ at some, his name was something Leon. And he was a popular guy. And I would help him carry the big ass speakers. And every once in a while, he'd be like, hey, I get on the turntables. Go ahead. And I would do my little 15 minutes. He would then cut me out. Get the hell.
Wow.
Yeah. That was my thing. That was how it all started becoming real. And then from there, it was getting, gear with one of my other partners, DJs, Quixotic, I forgot what else. So many different DJ names went by and so much equipment. And here I am.
So here you are. So now you're just DJ Hans.
DJ Hans. I simplified the whole thing. I'm like, get rid of the cruise and the whole thing and just do what you want to do.
I love it. Mm-hmm. So there you go. And let me ask you something then. What's your favorite part about being a DJ?
Besides, giving people a good time, it's transitioning. I love a good transition. I love putting songs together that sometimes might not have even worked, and I make them work together. I make them sound like one.
I love that.
And and many a times I'll get that face like, dude, you just threw that in with I'm like, yeah, actually I did. Sorry.
I love it.
But yeah, I love transitioning. I love a good clean mix. I like to know that when it came down to it, one came in and the other one, and they kind of like the melodies work together, that I might have dropped sounds and put up sounds to make them blend properly.
Yeah.
That to me is a blast. That's fun.
That's beautiful. I
Oh,
love
by
that.
the way, look what I have here. Hold on.
Oh, that's right. That's right. An appreciation gift. That's right. How sweet. I love that.
See? I
Really
got that. That's in
Yeah.
my studio.
Yes, you did.
So let me ask you then, during the time that you were putting, doing the shows and the whole thing, give me an idea of like, how did you feel about where it was going as an artist, as you're playing, hey, I'm doing this song? Was there the thought that, hey, I like this, I want to continue this, or this is a lot of fun, but conflicted, because it's something that has happened in my life, and
Yeah.
I think it still happens to me through, now there's times when I'm in the shower, I'm like, I love being a DJ, but do I want to be a DJ?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Good question. Well, I mean, for you and people that don't know that here, I started off being a pianist at age 7 years old. I wanted to play piano. I wanted to be a pianist, worldwide and play music, but only classical music. I never wrote any of my own music. As I got older, when I got to high school, and I went to high school up in Boston, musical theater. I discovered musical theater. Wow, I can sing, dance, and act and be funny. Oh, this is great. So that continued there. And of course, I went to college in Miami. I did theater there. So by the time that, again, this song came at a moment where there was like a lull in your life. I had finished school, I had finished one part of school, but not the other school. And I want to continue acting, but I hadn't act. So just the fact that my friend kind of propelled me like, come on, let's write a song. And then, like I said, everything moved really, really fast. So by the time that we did the first song to start performing, it was fine. And I really was enjoying it. So in reply to your question I was enjoying the ride. I was enjoying, the whole VIP feeling of, the bodyguards taking you through the back of the clubs, of people coming up and wanting to take pictures with you, and signing my pictures and all that. So like that part was a lot of fun. I was playing in Casanovas, and Casanovas, I didn't get to enjoy it much as a like normal person. I only was performing in it. And I know that, drugs and everything else was very rampant there. So I was very aware of what was going on. I was just never a part of it. But like, now that I'm thinking back, like, wow, I was in the heart of, think about it, the 80s in Miami. I mean,
Oh yeah.
that's all I have to say, And I remember at times, people, hey, come over to our VIP section. We have bottles of champagne and lines of blank for you to have fun with. And I was like, oh, no, it's okay. Thank you. But that was just a section there. Every week, every other week that we were called or booked somewhere to go perform, we were just really enjoying that life of getting, the limousine ride and getting there and, having the little setup for the performers back there. It just really continued. And I love doing it because I was a performer. So this is great. I'm in great shape. I'm performing. And this is already with Prototype, 2 guys that we had a great time with. And we really, really enjoyed that whole year that we had, And I told you, once that year was over, and again, all clubs. And I remember, even if I'm not mistaken, I think I finally did Backstreets. And I think I was opening for Evelyn Champagne King. I remember that, because I remember her singing Shame. And then I was like, going to go on. And I forgot, because at one point when we separated, when, Prototype was not a part of it anymore, and the Madelin Red continued. I really honestly continued, And I just wanted to continue doing it. And I told you also that I signed with Ray Martinez. You know, and I did a song with him, which was part 2 of By Pushing. So MAGA, you know, singing By Pushing, and I was When Push Comes to Shove. So that's that song too. So now I got to perform 2 songs at the clubs, you know. So Madelin Red kept doing that, and then after that contract ended, I ended up on the TV show, you know.
Yes, that's right.
It kind of all like kind of went this way. I am so blessed again for this song and for people like yourself that really continue to just promote it, and we're here and we're having fun. But even with Giuseppe, we talked about, and with Ray Guel about, you know, redoing the song, remixing the song, you know, re-releasing it again. You know, why not? There's no music video to the song. Hello, this is a song about men that have done you wrong or women that have done you wrong. So it can go either way.
Of course.
It's about, you know, you're treating me like, you know, dirt. And, but at the same time, how many times have we not been in a relationship where it's been bad for us and we keep going back?
Oh,
You know, until we learn really hard. And then we finally say, okay, enough is enough. But we all go through that. And I think this,
definitely.
this song talks a lot about, you know, spending on my nights alone, waiting by the telephone, you know, waiting for someone to hopefully come. And then when they finally do, you know, you open your heart again until you finally just wake up one day and say, I'm done. It's enough. So, so basically it just continued. The song just propelled itself, and it's a beautiful song. And I'm proud to be a part of it. And yes, it's on Spotify, and it's on Apple Music, and it's on YouTube. It's like everywhere. And I'm like excited. And people say, well, you must make lots of money. I go, I don't make a penny anymore. Only when I perform.
I don't understand.
Not at all. The who owns the rights, they make their songs on it. We want to make it happen. You know, I've talked to, like I said, Giuseppe and all of you guys. Well, let's do a reggaeton con DJ Hans producing.
Oh, you still have a voice, you know, because I've heard you. I know you got a voice. So
yes, now that we're virtual teaching, I don't have to yell as much in the classroom. So it's actually all coming back to do that. And speaking about, I want to show you this little surprise. Okay, this one is for you, and not everybody's seen this, but it's gonna be a very, very quickie. So this is the Madelin Red promotional picture. I had sent you a couple, but this is the one that, look at this Madelin Red picture here.
Hey.
This one
This is
in storage for the longest time. And people said, oh, so you love the color red. Why is your name red? No, I did not like the color red at all. In fact, you rarely see me wear the color red.
That was going to be my next question, by the way. So
okay, so I took it away from you. So how did I become Madelin Red? Okay. I had a red Firebird at the time. Okay. And at the time, Madonna was also singing songs all over the floor and wrapping herself up in fabric.
That's right.
So one day I was like driving my car, I was at a red light, and I look in my you know, my mirror, my outside mirror, and I kind of do one of these faces, and I see all the red, and I'm like, wow, that's a pretty good name. I should call myself Madelin Red. End of story. And that was it. That was the name, Madelin Red. Why? I don't know. And so that's why we had red sheets, and we, you know, went all over the red sheets. And that was it. I mean, it wasn't like, so every time I performed, yes, I wore some sort of red, either a red glove or red leather, and all that good stuff.
It was just kind of thrown in.
Yeah, that was it there. So it was like,
in my eyes, I was like, man, you know, she must have been that, you know, that chick with all the red stuff, and they were like, your earrings are matching your red, and
yeah, that's it. We have all those pictures are there, but no, like it was just something that, I don't know, maybe just like we call it a hook, you know, like Madelin Red. I don't know. I mean, there could have been anything else, or just my own name. So yeah, that was really interesting, and you know, something I go again. We were young, like I was like, "Por qué no?" You know, let's have it. You know, let's do it.
Okay, you know what? I wouldn't have imagined it any other way. It made sense to me when I read the album, Madelin Red song. It was all perfect for me. It was legit. So
yeah, it was legit, and I wore red lipstick, and that even helps at all. And also, we were the only group to perform. Also, there was my dad, who's been, you know, a pioneer in radio and television and everything else in, you know, Miami and also nationally too. He was also the host of this Maratón Español called La Liga contra Cáncer, the League Against Cancer Telethon. And my father was the host of that. And that was one gig, probably the only gig I got that with, you know, my dad referring that. So it was really awesome to sing that song in the stadium at Hayalai. It was, I don't know how many people, like 2,000 people in the audience. And it was a dance music song. People were clapping. It was just and I mean, my hair was up like so high, so big, out to here. And so we had like these wonderful momentos of, what do you call it? First times, you know?
Mm-hmm. Of course.
And, you know, this song was you know, I said Madelin Red was a 1.5 hit wonder, I guess, instead of 1 hit wonder, 1.5. But I'm very grateful, and I intend to keep on singing this song and others until, you know.
Of course. And
I cannot do that anymore.
you know, it goes to show you the whole thing about being in the right place at the right time. But
Yeah.
one thing that always falls into play is, do you want it? You know, which when, you know, you had a friend, it involves you in the whole concept and everything. But I always say this, I could tell people a million things, and unless, you know, they truly want it, you know, it doesn't really happen. And I think that's one of those great things where everything fell into place. You got to then meet Cito. You know, he heard you. Great. Hey, listen, you sound great. And he hears from somebody, hey, I got this great song. You know, I need an artist. And then boom, boom. It's all these things that sometimes the alignment are so incredible that you're almost like, is it destiny?
You're right. You're right.
Because, you know, what part am I playing in this universe? You know, and believe it or not, it played a big part. And little did you know, that, you know, there's going to be people out there that their reaction was incredible. Because, like I said, it was an incredible thing for me. You made me a happier person on time. I needed that.
Beautiful.
And, you know, it could have been another song, yes, but it wasn't. It was yours. And yeah, that to me was...
That's so special to hear that, you know?
You know, that's one of those things. It's like I always say, you know, you don't know what you're giving out there into the universe when you throw these songs out there, you know, and you put you put something proper out there. You gave it a good shot. You threw it in there. You enjoyed it. It made you, you know, probably this great person who you are today, because those are pieces, you know, to your puzzle.
Oh, piece of the puzzle. You're absolutely right.
And that's the thing about that. So, I mean, it makes me, and look, here we are today. You know, I'm finding all these great things out. You know, you're on my show.
I'm honored. When you asked me, I was like, yes, hello. I would love to. You know, and I love you. I want to interview you. You know, I think there needs to be someone finding out about these DJs, because all of you have a story to tell. Everybody's got a book to write. And, you know, and there's always, and you're doing this because of something, not only because you like people to have a good time, you know, and I always, you know, and I've produced so many events, and I've done so many parties for 200, 300 people that I have to for events. And I look at the DJ, you know, and sometimes, you know, the crowd is on the floor and it's packed, and I'm looking to myself going, this is a great DJ. And all of a sudden the DJ puts a song and the whole crowd just like dissipates. And I look back, I'm like, what do you do? You know, and it's all like, everybody's still learning, you know, people. And I like the fact that you're like, I'll throw something in there and people are like, are you sure you just did that right now? And I always tell these DJs, man, if it's people are dancing, you know, síguelo, like, dale, that's my advice. Keep going. Don't now try to be creative and try to mix a song. Just let the people dance, you know.
It's an art form in its own sense, and it's you know, you have to know people, you have to understand reaction, and, you know, and how to read body language. There's so much to it. You know, that's one thing that I give the DJ. You know, if you're a good DJ, you're not just looking for the next hit to play and I think this might work. There's a lot of, you know, magic going on in the background, and definitely, you know, there's so many DJs that do it so well that could sit there and just look at a crowd and say, I know what I'm going to play next. And they're sure of themselves, you know, and that whole thing, you know, and then when they do it, it gets done and they move on. It's another night and they go back and do it again and again and again. That's beautiful. That's, you know, that's what made me want to do it. That's seeing, you know, that you could actually make people have a great time, that you're controlling this whole night. It's not just, you know, 4, 8, sometimes even longer. And, you know, in hours, and we do that. So, you know, it's a fun thing. And now I get to also do this,
which I think is a great idea too. Now, let me ask you something. As a DJ, you never wanted to write a song, or have you written songs?
You know, here's the funny part about that. I've never been into, and you're gonna hate me for this, been into lyrics. I've been into melodies.
Okay.
Well, I'm not. Here's where Hans listens to lyrics. You dump me, or something happens in my life. Now, all of a sudden, every song I am listening to every lyric, and I am comparing it to my life right now. Yeah, and yeah, I'm mad because you did this to me, and it sounds just like this song from whatever person. It becomes a thing where now every song makes sense, and you're like, man, that should be our song because that's what happened.
Oh my gosh.
That's when I listen to lyrics. Beyond that, sometimes I hear a song and somebody will tell me, "Oh no, this is what that song's about." I'm like, "Really? I've been hearing this song for 100 years and I never knew that." It's like,
oh my god,
no, like Snoopy.
I love it. That's great. Speaking of songs, one song that I wrote that my friend Ray Gual just reminded me of. Again, let's think back to the 80s. You were a mere child back in the 80s, but in the 80s also was a very crazy time. And I wrote a song called Bed Buddy.
All right.
It was just basically, and that's what people were.
That's where your head was at that time.
People in that time, in that era, were just bed budding each other, bed buddy. And I don't know. I mean, again, that was part of the whole pop, bubblegum popcorn music to kind of get me going. But like you said, it fell into place. Cito heard it, he called, and then after years after that, Cito did a remix of the song, which was, fabulous. So the song lives on and lives on, keeps coming back to me, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
And my goal and my dream, and I even told my friend Ray about this also, was that I would love, and this is probably not the right time, obviously, through the pandemic, I would love to go to Chicago and do some sort of mini performance in some club there, because so many of that music was doing great in Cheetown, which I did not know until I started reading the comments and people just saying, oh my God, this song. I would love to go, just like we have the clubs here and all the clubs that I've performed here. Mm-hmm. And por favor, with everybody with everybody who's owned clubs here in Miami until last year, being part of it. I've received a dance music award also for just performing at the club. So it's nice to see that the audiences are still there. My age group remembers a song, and I think the best feeling for anyone is to sing a song and have the audience sing along. I mean that's probably, to me, the biggest accomplishment and blessing is for people to know this, that they sing along, and that to me is great. And again, I've seen
every part of your song, every lyric. They know it down to the breakdown, down to the next part of it. They know the dub version. It's like, because back then, remember, it's not like today. We would listen to the record to the end. We would flip it over and listen to the dub. And if you were a DJ, you would double back it with an echo, blah, 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 blah. It's like we did everything we could if the song allowed it. So, come on.
That is great here. Yeah. And it's beautiful. And people keep making music, and I'm very, very, very blessed. And again, one of my dreams is, and I'm open, everybody, that I want to do another song, whether it's a remix of this one or something new. I have another great friend, Adriel Garcia, who, 20-something years ago was my student, and now he's releasing next week a song called, really interesting, instead of Feliz Navidad, it's called Infeliz Navidad. It's the opposite. Oh. He talks about, it's true, about being happy in Christmas, but what if you're kind of the sad person that doesn't have a love or whatever? So I thought it was really ingenious. So everybody's just doing their own thing. And sometimes they tell you, DJ Hans, as they say, that sometimes you got to make it happen for yourself.
Oh, yeah. And this is the time right now to give that chance, because music right now couldn't be in a better place than you could build your own home studio, or you could go somewhere and record for vocals and stuff, and then make your own track, if you're that talented, or find somebody on Fiverr.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely, and right now you don't need to be paying off your radio stations like we used to back, in the 70s.
It still exists, but the beauty is that people are less interested in that now. everybody's trying to find their own, style of music, and people are digging deeper through YouTube and Spotify and the new artist kind of thing. There's so many choices. Even as a DJ now, I can't keep up with everything. It's so hard because there's so many choices. It's incredible. And talent is out there because now they have the availability to show themselves. I can't imagine back in the 80s saying, I want to make a track. What is it going to take? Oh, it's going to take a lot. It's going to, it's going to take real equipment. It's going to take some sort of, engineering.
Yeah, absolutely. Engineers, studio time, and no, espérate. Not even, if you were able to go to the musician, yeah. And I agree, now it's your home does it all.
Yeah, no, it's a different, time. So, take advantage of it, people, because guess what? Back then, people had to work for it. And not only that, getting your song heard, was sometimes just almost impossible.
I agree.
So being able to say that your song made it, it's that same lottery level, which, you had to have something good. Something had to be catchy. You had to be in the right place at the right time, but it couldn't be crap. It barely ever did crap make it, I know a couple, but
no. Absolutely. And so I think DJ, why don't you get the little melody that you wrote and maybe get some lyrics put on it and make it happen?
No, actually, I'm writing a song now as we speak. So
as we speak, oh my god!
As we've been talking, I've been writing now. No, actually, the other day I sat down and I started coming up with with a rap track, and it's terrible. So I'm gonna give up on that idea. And pass it along to somebody else who does this better. I'm gonna stick to my DJing and knowing how to find good music that works with people. But yeah, one thing I will never be, or maybe I just never cared hard enough for, is play music. I could kind of remix, I could mash up things like that. But I like to say, there's a soul, something that's missing every time I make a track. And I've learned that I figured it out after bumping my head a million times, because I have all the proper gear to sit down and make a track. And I have the knowledge and understanding of what works. But making that track and properly getting it all together, I seem to bomb at there's something that just makes it sound like a flea market. Now you're like, oh, I've tried it. I've taken chances on, remixing for artists and stuff like that. And I've never felt good about any one of them. There's always something missing and I can't find out what it is. I have a hard time placing it, and I call it the soul, because if I can't find it, it's because it's not there. And that's my reality. I will not lie to myself.
Yeah, you're speaking the truth. If you can't, if it doesn't come out, it's not going to happen. So
no. I can't even follow a rhythm too well, like a drummer. Like I said, I could DJ, but man, don't ask me to drum or play a keyboard or three notes in. I'm like already lost where the fourth one should be. I cannot. I have no intention to that. So yeah. I look at guys like Giuseppe and stuff like that, and I wish I had that talent, because trust me, I would have followed it a long time ago.
That's beautiful. I love that. Oh, how wonderful.
So this is what I want to do. Oh, wait, before that, I want to find out, because I know some, but what you're doing today, because not today in general, but what's happening in your career, because I know that you've been on television and you've been doing some, things, and it's coming out it's come out.
Yeah.
And I would, I'm sure there's other people in here that, if they don't know about it, that they maybe want to follow it. And as soon as I get the proper links, which I'm going to also put on here for the show on the YouTube link, I'm going to drop in there your track, all the kind of remixes and everything.
Follow me on Facebook and I'm on Instagram, but I'm not as active as I am on Facebook. But whoever, please, yes, I would love to, And thank you for asking me about that. My career, my first part of my career has been acting, and I have not stopped acting. I did a lot of theater, live theater, and I want to say that the past 3.5 years have been extremely fulfilling when it comes to doing movies. And I've done already, I guess, 14 films in 3.5 years.
Wow.
And some are feature films. And one of those was a Lifetime movie that I booked back in January. And it premiered in August because of the pandemic. So yeah, I got to be, like I said, it took me a lifetime, but I finally got on the Lifetime channel. And that movie's called Sorority Secret. So for any women out there or men that loves, a Lifetime movie, it's called Sorority Secrets. Not sure if it's
guilty. I watch Lifetime here and there. There's some things that it's like I'll find out later on. Oh my God, that was Lifetime. What am I doing?
Right, que pena, slap, change the channel.
No,
so yeah,
they have good drama. They have good drama stuff. Family drama, and it's actually great. So yeah.
Well, then it's out there too. So I got to play, a good role, and I didn't have to play a Latina, even though I'm a Latina, born in Cuba, came when I was 2. And then I have another film now that's going to be coming out soon. I just had a media day last week called Ludi, Ludi. It's about a Haitian woman that tries to work here to send money back to her family, and I play her boss. But it's such a great film, and so that's I already finished that. That's in production, and it's ready to get released. And then I fly out to LA in February to shoot a movie called 3 Flowers, and it's based on a true story of a family that they were all part of the cartel, and through like long time through the family, through the son and the grandfather and the other great grandson, and I'm in the 1970s, and these are the women that are in the lives of these cartel. So it's a great story. So that's going to be in February as a feature film also too. So I'm really
very nice,
excited about film, and of course plays. Any plays that come in, I'm there. I'm doing them too. So I'm pretty much open to, including singing or rewriting a song or so forth. So thank you again for allowing me to plug. It has myself, and you're awesome.
It has
awesome, and I really, I bless you, and I really thank you for doing what you do and loving what you do, and people like myself and everybody that comes on your show, we feel very uplifted. We brought a smile to my face. My heart is full, so I thank you for.
And then the rest of everything you just said got cut out, but I'm sure it was all
very thankful. Very, very thankful.
Very thankful. Me too. And I just want to say thank you for coming.
Thank you so much for doing that.
Of course, of course. Well, everybody, this is Madelin Red, better known as Madelin Red, Prototype.
Definitely. You got cut up there a little bit there, so I'm not sure if the service is cutting up here, but
yeah, it's actually cutting out. So it's cutting out. Well, actually, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Thank you once again, Madelin. And I guess we'll say you cut out in a perfect time, because we were gonna go ahead and say thank you, and we're gonna get started now with just a little bit of that Name That Tune and other things. But before we jump onto that, I will say her links are gonna be at the bottom of the YouTube for today's episode 16. And besides that, I'm gonna go ahead and get other links to some of the movies and shows, so you could kind of get an idea of everything that's going on and what's happening. And Madelin, I'm going to go ahead and end it on her behalf with a little bit of her. And this is Come Back to Me, Prototype. Love this track. And once again, ladies and gentlemen, our show is sponsored by All Permit Solutions Incorporated.
You don't come back to me. I don't know what I'll do without you. You don't come back to me. Though you are so far away, I can't stand another day sitting by myself crying. You said that it would never work, treated me like dirt. The things that you were saying, you were lying. You will look for me, I will look for you. You'll come back for me, I'll come back for you. You will look for me, I will look for you. You'll come back for me, I'll come back for you. And if you just have to come back to me, treat you like there's no tomorrow. You will come back to me. Spending all my nights alone waiting by the telephone.
Love the lyrics. That was once again Madelin Red under Prototype, 1985, 1986. Incredible music from an incredible era, incredible times. Love the fact that she was here with us today, live. And ladies and gentlemen, we're back to the shit show. So here we go. Let's get things rolling. As a matter of fact, now I am going to go ahead and copy in here. Let me see. On here now, I get to copy and paste a link just in case you want to jump in and do Name That Tune, which let me see. I'm going to go ahead and stop that track. Raise the volume. I sent the link, Georgia boy. Man, it was great. Actually, I'm so glad that was my first interview, because you want to interview somebody who you feel comfortable with, who you like, who even though I didn't know a whole lot from her past and stuff like that, it also, made it more fun, because it was just, it felt natural, and that's awesome. So setting up the link, who's joining in? Let's see how things pop off. Come on. Let's see. Come on, I'm gonna get things started. The link is in there. So everybody, it is the last day of November. That means it's freaking 100% Christmas time. Do you have your tree ready? Or did you jump the gun and get your tree before Thanksgiving? What happened? How did that go? Let me know. Come on, Georgie. All right. So if you're in the house and you feel like you're going to be able to kick ass and Name That Tune. Let me see. Let me go ahead and do things right. Here we go.
Name that tune. What you hear is not a test. Name that tune.
Oh, Lou.
What you hear is not a test. Name that tune.
Pupito.
What you hear is not a test.
We'll let you play from the outside chat.
What you hear is
You
not
can do it from the outside chat.
a beat.
To the beat.
Name that tune.
Woo!
What you hear is not a test. Name that tune.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to get things started anyway. Let me see. First song that we're going to start with. Let's see what we use. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see. You know what? Mira esto. That we're going to start with.
Oh boy.
Let's see what we use. Let's see. Mira. Let's see if he figures it out. Come on, Walter. You got this. You can lower the volume. You got it. Mira, we're going to start off para que la gente sepa, whether you like it or not. Here we go. First song of the evening. Coño. Here we go. Oh!
You really want me to do that, or you want me to give these people a chance?
You know what? Jump on it. If they're slow, they're slow. I'll know if they.
Time.
All right, go for it, Walter.
Timmy T, time after time.
Bam! This kid. They just said, "Is that Bigfoot?"
Yes, it is.
Estaba de pica la gente. Oh man. Mira, here. I'm going to drop another one since like watch. Let's see if anybody even got it. Nobody even knows what's going on here. Hoy todo el mundo está medio still stuck with my Madelin Red interview.
That was a good interview.
Did you like?
Yes, definitely.
You know, there's certain things that in life sometimes you want to learn about certain people. It's like you want to suck out their information. You want to feel like you have more of a connection with them because you know their history a little more, and that you want that tidbit of like, I never knew how it happened, how the fact that Skeeto involved himself in that, to actually do an introduction, which is great because, man, I would love to know that I've created something like that where I introduce somebody to somebody and then you hear, yeah, that's the guy that owns, Google. Yeah. Thanks to Hans. Mándame unos cuantos dólares.
You know what's funny, Hans? One time I'm at this club in the Grove. I forgot. I think it was called Cristobal's. It's right in the corner of Coconut Grove, like 2-3-story restaurant. And there's this guy named Ariel Gonzalez is there.
Yeah, I know the guy.
And he's a good friend of mine now. And I just met the guy there, and his partner goes to me, "Oh my God, you're DJ Walter Gabote? Bro, you're the one that made me want to be a DJ." And I was like, I felt old, but I also felt like proud, like, holy shit, I influenced somebody.
Hey, let me tell you, I've heard, I've gotten that a few times in my life. And man, it does feel great. It feels great because you're like, I did something right.
Yeah, exactly.
I did something right, besides, having my son.
I'm not there yet.
I did something right. And yeah, then we got Georgie in the house.
Hey, George?
So George looks like he's lost. What is he doing?
He does.
With his eyes.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Hey, by the way, very good interview. I love the interview.
Thank you. I was
very good interview.
Trying, mira. And there's Madelin right on there. Oh no, yeah, she's on there. She's on the chat room. So yeah, once I finalize the show, I'm gonna go ahead and add some links to the YouTube. So anybody who wasn't fully aware of the song or wants to know more or anything else, I will drop that into the YouTube. So enjoy. And once again, thank you, Madelin. I knew that she was gonna be an interesting one for me because it was. Like I said, it was just a perfect time in my life, for her to be around, and that made it. So, vamos a ver. I got this song here that I think I'm going to say that George is going to guess it first because he's more bubblegum.
There we go.
Me insulting my friends.
Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Let's go back to my room.
I know. And by the way, that was the DJ Hans remix. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Actually, it was. It has a little intro that I made, which I would have been more appropriate.
Nice.
Pero he figured that out because we know. Mira, here we go, and I'm gonna play it from a perfect part.
It's automatic. By Freestyle.
Yep.
By Freestyle. I never knew that was by Freestyle until later on.
I'm not telling you any more artists.
He's gonna put it in. Oh, that's who it's by. Okay,
everybody.
I told you on the last show I discovered what he does.
Exactly.
He sorts by artist, right? And then all of the ones that only the title of the song comes out, He goes, Coño, I'll bet you George knows this one. Espérate.
I want accurate answers, and it's when you call your friends and you're like,
I'm gonna start making it up.
Give me wrong names and shit.
one day you'll go up to somebody and they're like, "Hey man, I love that song by Animal Farm," and you'll be like, "I made that up." you must have gotten music from Han.
Yeah. No. Oh, wait until you hear what I did. Wait, watch this. Ah.
¿Qué hizo?
You hear it?
No.
You don't hear that?
No.
Oh, that's not good. You don't hear that.
No.
The technical guy is doing.
Yeah, I gotta fix my routing. That's horrible. That didn't work. You'll flip out. Once you hear it, you'll flip out.
Let's see what you got. Oh, by the way, Madeline, I heard that Prototype had a couple of other songs, and what was it that I heard? There was one song that it wasn't bad, and I don't know if you sang that one. I don't think so. Obviously not. But man, the song could have been something, but they put the clap in the wrong part of the song. So it's like doom doom ba doom 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 ba. It was like an offbeat clap, like purposely thrown off beat. I don't know if any DJs in the room could tell me if that would be a comfortable situation. As a matter of fact, you know what? I want to find it.
Yeah, find it and play it.
I want to, yeah, because there was, that whole moment. I was like, oh,
Nice. It's the Walter Capote show.
Yes.
We're live, buddy. We kicked off Hans and we took over his show.
How the hell did that happen?
I don't know. We threw him out. Oh, damn, he's back.
That, by the way, I love this program because it is idiot proof. I could easily, I just kicked myself out of my own show. And it said to me, "Hey, idiot."
Hey, idiot.
Click back button.
Yeah.
I'm back in.
I was gonna hijack your show.
Wait. Hold on.
I already renamed it the Walter Capote show.
Let me see.
Yeah, because I talk so much.
Well, yeah. Well, you and Decade gotta get a show together.
I've never been one of those types of DJs that are like on the microphone, hyped up, and never really been one of those types of DJs. When I have to,
that's because you got real talent. You don't need that.
Well, when I have to do a presentation at a wedding, I'm like, hey, I have to do my thing, but I've never been one of those hyped up,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not your style.
Let me load up the chat window.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Oh, by the way, it took me forever to find out your theme song.
Oh, but
I'm not gonna say what it is though. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna give you a hint, not a hint, but just the first letter. But I found it.
What is it?
And I'll tell you what, that's not an easy song.
It's not.
Not at all.
I found that out months ago.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did you know it?
Yeah, I did.
He knew it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I knew
I
it.
didn't know it.
Oh yeah, this kid knows. Let me see.
I heard it in a mix, maybe, like, I don't know who made the mix.
I actually got it because I associated it with another song.
Yeah.
And then I looked up the artist, and I'm like, boom, and I got the song. But yeah.
Wait,
I'm glad you know.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Let me see. Prototype.
It's too bad the sounds are not coming in.
Is that it? No, that's not it. All right. Here we go. I found one. Okay, so there's a song called "Don't Bother," and let me get some volume in there so you guys can hear it. This is how it goes. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because I don't want to YouTube. Come mierdería.
Mm.
You hear that?
Yeah. Well, Luis Olindo probably know that.
Listen to the clap.
The claps were fine.
No.
Which play it again.
Clap. Boom, da, boom, da, boom, da, boom, da.
The claps are not syncopated. It's just off by one like one beat,
By quarter beat.
quarter beat. Yeah.
And here's the
I
thing.
thought you meant like it was off, like completely off.
No. It's just
It's just a CD kicking in.
somebody said, let's be cool and do something different and throw the clap in the place where it's not supposed to be.
By the way, is there any way we can get rid of the frame around the show?
No, man.
It's messing up the names, man.
Don't.
Yeah, I was going to tell you that earlier, but who cares?
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Anyway, the sponsor's not online. He's had an hour and 46 minutes of exposure.
Yeah, way too much time.
That's too much. Now we gotta have to double bill him.
All right, okay.
What's this weed
Last
shit?
time. Good for him. There
Oh,
we go.
there we go. Good job.
Hey, George, what's this weed shit? You get paid for this too? Because I don't.
Oh.
Where's my money, Hans?
Cállate, George.
Oh, by the way, I gotta go like in 20 minutes. they only gave me time until 20.
It's limited time purchase.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. A ver. Mira, I'm gonna give you a song.
Oh, that's
Oh,
dun, 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 dun. But yeah, no, but hold on, I gotta think the name.
I forgot the name.
Come on.
Jesus, you got me, man. You got me.
And it's such a song that
Yeah.
know what song. Like as soon as you hear that, you're like, yeah, I know what song that is. I'm just not gonna remember.
Hold on.
It's just think of the song as in, cuando te tocas. What does it feel like?
I don't
It
know.
feels so good.
Yeah, but who's the artist? The artist.
Lina Santiago.
Oh, I would have never known that.
Yes.
Good song, but didn't know the artist.
They used that little wing sound, that little acid drop. Who remembers that little software called something acid?
Acid Pro.
No, not that. That was great, by the way. Acid Pro is amazing.
Yeah, I know. I used to have it.
There was a little software that you could put on your computer that would make the sound.
Yeah.
That was so fucking cool back in the day. It would just generate those sounds for you, and you could just, whatever key you wanted to press, it would just whatever. And man, I would sit there for days, just fucking wasting my life.
Wow.
Because now that everybody knows, I could barely make music for shit. I'm not that good.
Yeah.
Not
I've
that
done
good.
it before.
It's hard, man. It's hard. I always say that you have to have a certain something, a full understanding of something, and I'm missing some piece of the puzzle.
Well, my thing was always that I would overdo it. I overdid. I didn't keep it simple enough. I always wanted to add more and more beats and more drums and more.
He's that kid that you're like, take away the crayon.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking shit, bro. He's already filled the paper.
Yeah, that's
Nothing
me.
left you can do to it.
That's me.
Suéltalo ya, niño. Here we go. Here, check it out. Check it out.
Oh, come on, really? Come on. Really? I'm not even going to say anything.
Come on, George.
Oh, Body Mechanic.
By who?
Quadrant 6, I think. Quadrant something.
Hold on, let me type that in.
Wow, if you didn't know that.
Give me a
Quadrant 6.
second. Well, I forgot how to spell it. Here's another one.
Wow.
That's freestyle. Hey, freestyle.
Te cogí.
No, I didn't hear enough of it to figure out what it
I'll
was.
be loving you all my life.
You know what it is, Walter?
Till the day. Yeah. Joey.
Coño, Walter.
By who?
Nice.
I don't know. Joey something. I forgot.
Joy Negro. Just write that.
Joy Negro. Espérame.
Joy Negro. Yeah, there you go. That sounds
I
good.
forgot who sings that.
Collage.
Collage, esa misma. We knew it.
Let me see. Ooh. You see, you know what I like about this? That it makes me dig for songs that I haven't played in a long fucking time. Let me see. Like, a ver. Esta. Yeah, and this song, when I used to play it at the clubs, it was that one song that I would play after "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough," and it will go boom,
Boom. You dropped it.
and then I would drop this one, and it would go like this. And everybody would go,
Right. That's good, though. I like that.
it was that moment I know that I had to, wow the crowd for a minute. And I knew that I was doing something that I'd done fucking 100,000 times, but you're like, it's going to work again. And I would do that, and bam, I would feel the cheesiness like falling into me like never before, but I had to always do it.
I would do the same mix, but with Cano's "I'm Ready." Right after that.
Nice.
There's always that one. There's that. Then there's songs that you have that mix to, and that then you were gonna always play the next song, and you're almost like, I'm gonna do it again.
But it works.
But it works, and it works so well. I have a mix that I do, and this is now I'm talking about salsa.
Mhm.
Llorarás. And it's when it gets into the break of Llorará.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I mix it right there.
And I wait for that first part of the chorus, and then
when it goes, si que si te engaña duele, tum, tum, and it stops for a second.
well, that prior I use Me Hace Bien, Mark Anthony,
Okay.
Mm.
and I put those two together, and there's a perfection moment there. Like they were meant to be from dun, 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 and as soon as the other one goes in, everybody goes fucking nuts because it works so well together. It gives me enough of Llorará that they're over it, and it comes in to Me Hace Bien, and man, let me tell you that, and I am gonna say I stole that from another DJ.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard the DJ do it, and I was like, man, that was creative as fuck. Hold on, let me jot that shit down.
Well,
Sounds good to me, though.
the two mixes I always do with Llorarás is right at that point. I either start with Que Locura Fue from Eddie Santiago, pam, 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 ba-da-da-da-da, or I mix in Idilio from Willie Colon. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-da-ba-ba-da.
See,
Nice.
that's why you like to talk to the
And they
DJ.
go right well together, just like the Tomón Me Hace Bien. It goes in perfect together.
So let me ask you, Walter, how's it going over at Cigar?
Slow.
Está la cosa fea.
Bro, on Wednesday, I thought it was going to be slammed, and we were dead.
What happened? The funny thing is,
Where's that? Pembroke on the Pembroke Pines?
in Pines. It's funny that you said that because Wednesday. If you're a place that was always known for opening Wednesdays,
Right.
you were gonna do well on a Wednesday.
Every year.
Every year.
Every year. How'd you guys do at Billy Piazza?
We were slammed. But I think I put the in order that of what happened.
Hey Hans, could you get a little closer to the middle of the screen?
A ver.
Ahí. Yeah, because you're kind of like, I don't know, over here. Like
This side of my face. You know the movie Face Off?
hey, it's the DJ Han show.
Espérate, here. I'm gonna have more fun with it.
Between you doing this and Capote doing this, me tienen loco, bro. Oh, wait.
Hey, look at that. You guys match.
Coño.
Perfect. Let me take a screenshot.
Wait, let me move the mic.
Hold on, let me take a screenshot. Right there.
Hey, I ain't getting enough. Right there. Hey.
Wow.
That's fucked up.
The funny thing is that we were really looking at it going, what the fuck?
That's messed up, bro.
Well, going back to the story. So the Hard Rock closed down on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
And these guys over at the Wharf in Fort Lauderdale,
Oh, yeah.
Let me get her.
they closed down completely. They're done.
Oh, wow.
First they said they were just going to be done until they could figure things out. But I overheard. I might be incorrect about this, but my understanding is that they're just done. Like,
But wait, wasn't this in the news that they like packed the whole place like it was jam packed?
2,500 people.
And did they close them down? Is that what it was?
They got ticketed for just not following the COVID.
Wow.
Okay, but I thought I heard that the governor says that they cannot enforce the local cities cannot enforce
People,
tickets. They can give you tickets, but they're not enforceable.
but we're speaking about people in general, like the population, not the business.
Not businesses. Businesses are being.
Oh,
My dog got ticketed several times.
got it.
Oh,
But see, the thing is, if it's worth it, if they have 2,500 people there, and they're going to make an extra $30,000-$40,000,
Yeah, take me all you want.
it's worth. Yeah, we're paying $5,000. Hey, no problem. Here you go.
Here's $5,000, right? We'll stay open.
I need 500 people is pretty fucking amazing, of a turnout
Yeah.
over a weekend, and just per day, because it happened per day. Every day that they were open, it was just insane. People were looking forward to that.
Of course.
It was shut down early, in the sense, when the Wharf came to Fort Lauderdale, they were like, fucking it. That was it. That was a spot. Everybody. It's a great spot. It's a great concept. The right people were managing it. Johnny, which is one of the promoters. He great guy.
Yeah.
Great management. Also, he's one of those people. He knows his people. He knows what's going on in his area.
Yeah.
And he put it right. And it's sad that it had to go, because I see that as in another knock. Another beat on what we do.
Yeah,
I
but
agree. As a matter of fact, Emmy Guerra, one of the owners, wrote I don't know where I saw it. I think I saw it on Facebook. He wrote a long letter to the governor regarding all that stuff.
Yeah.
I saw a letter, and it was involving all of us.
It was heartfelt, man.
Yeah.
You understood that, man. Come on, what's really going on?
Exactly. Yeah. So
I love to eat my drink,
coconut water.
man, and they put so much good pulp in here.
Squeeze that for real, bro.
The shit show got sponsored by Glade.
oh yeah,
Sorry for Breeze. Pues tiene peste a mierda las cosas. Oh.
hey, we should do shit faces. Yeah, like what's your stink face? Like coño que peste.
while I'm drinking, bro.
Yeah, no.
Someone fucked me up real bad. Well, that Wednesday, back to the Wednesday, we could not believe how many people kept coming in. Luckily, we're a big place, so we could maneuver people. We could, put people in this room, put people in that room, rotate things around, and just keep reminding people, hey, wear your mask, do this. As long as you're doing your part, they can't get mad at you. If somebody just keeps on walking around and you tell them a couple times, you kick them out.
Yeah.
More space for somebody else who wants to walk in and do it properly.
Yeah.
So, that's how we're treating it. And it's not easy, though. It's not easy. And people are very forgetful. They'll come up to the DJ booth and I'm like, hey, step back. Listen, I'm the guy who doesn't give a shit about this whole COVID thing. I don't even believe in it. I'm still, I'm the, it's like, come on, man. It's a cold and it's not going to kill you anymore. It's not that powerful. It was maybe, but still, we want people to respect the reality of the situation. And the last thing I want them to see is for me to have people around me, not wearing their masks and stuff like that. If not, then I can't keep. I have a space of more than 6 feet. Where
I say everybody that has COVID go sneeze on Hans and call me in 2 weeks.
Hey, as long as they got $100 tip, they usually do. Man, that place is. Let me tell you, it's nice. It's nice. Yeah.
I'm lucky to have my DJ booth is a little higher, so I'm a little bit away from people. So. Oh
no, you're good, man. You have like the only thing that you're missing is a trench and maybe like a little water area, with a break.
So I have to go to the bathroom. Yeah,
I would have put a piss tube there.
Well, there's a little what's a little sink there,
Yeah.
But,
which smells like piss.
Right. No, it goes directly into the Budweiser keg.
Right.
I don't know how I feel about taking a piss in a sink and having some guy open the door and go, "Hey, by the way, I need some ice."
The piss tube, man. I'm telling you.
Your little tallywhacker sticking out.
Yeah.
And now everybody knows your number.
Yeah. 3. It's all right.
What's his sleep number? 3.
That's okay. I have very long fingers.
No, that's the problem when you have really big hands.
Yeah,
it's like the reason why I chose my girl to be Asian and small, short. Kind of like.
Yeah,
oh man, I'm a giant in front of her.
That's right. Did you take that from me?
Oh, yeah, I go to her. Soy bestia.
Soy un bestia. Mira esto.
Ven para acá. Yeah.
Oye, mami, ven para acá, dale.
Hey, speaking of that, man, when are we doing the Cuban robot?
Oh, we got to do that with the Cuban robot. We got to write some shit down.
No. I was talking to Lewis about it. We should, make a little a storyline.
Where's Lewis and Decade and everybody else?
A Cuban robot. I wonder what he would be wearing. Would he have the peladito levantado with the little?
Yeah.
Typical, like. Yeah.
What are you talking about, bro?
What? I've seen a movie about you, bro. Usually somebody who escapes from jail or the loony bin.
Yeah. Hey, mami, tráeme café, dale.
All right. That already happened.
Yeah, I saw that.
She picked up. Man.
By the way, Liz is there.
Oh, what's happening, Liz? Hey, I'm gonna play a tidbit of one of the songs that I thought was genius back in the early 80s, and it made me think about the what sampler means, and back in that era where every word was sampled. Man, do you recall the first time you heard that song?
Yep.
And did you not say to yourself, "What body?" You're like, "How the fuck did they make bedroom that shit for us?" Man, it was a new thing.
It was good.
It was new to sample and use the keyboard and mess with it, and then all of a sudden you start hearing other songs, with Lisa doing it, Connie, and it was fucking amazing. And I was going nuts wanting a fucking sampling keyboard. And I think it took like maybe another 5 years before Casio came out with a toy keyboard. I call it a toy because it pretty much was a toy, but it recorded your voice and you could play it back on the keys.
Nice.
I had one of those.
You remember? Oh, dude, you know what I would do with that thing? I would crank call everybody. I'd be like, tu madre, tu madre, tu madre, tu madre.
I had an Ensonic EPS.
Which one was it?
Ensonic EPS.
But wait, and Sonic, that was a bigger keyboard.
Yeah, that was a big one. It was a 58 keyboard. It was it had little cartridges, like little like plastic little hard drives.
How many freestyle songs were made with that keyboard? Oh my
I don't know, bro, but that was back then. It was an expensive keyboard. It was like, I want to say $5,000.
Yeah. Dude,
I remember I put half the money, and my friend Jeremy put the other half the money.
Can I tell you something? I knew a guy who had that Sonic keyboard, and I would see him making full songs, freestyle songs. That was really good. His name was Ryan, and he would sample on that. He would make the drum beats. He would even mega mix music because he would copy the sample of the whole song.
Yeah.
And he would leave it overnight processing.
Yeah.
Because that keyboard needed to process because it had to work on, I guess the samples and stuff like that. Coño, tremendo trabajo. I was like,
each cartridge had a different sound. Like there was a drum cartridge, there was a synthesizer cartridge, there was a guitar cartridge. So every sampler was different, and then you put them all together.
Back in the day,
that was crazy.
If you wanted shit, you had to work.
Oh yeah,
you had to work. And man, let me tell you, I thought I was the king of the world with my little Casio, man. I would buy that Casio today. I would love to buy that old little Casio today. I want to feel like a kid again.
Yeah. Buy it, bro. Buy it.
I think I will. I'm going to look for it on eBay.
Look for it and get it. That's the whole point of the thing.
It's going to be on there. I'm going to have the Casio, and I'm going to call everybody, even if they know it's me, because he can't fucking. What was the last time anybody crank called somebody? Do you remember your last crank call?
No.
I want to say no.
I used to call people like all the Latin. I would get the yellow pages or the white pages, and anybody with a Latin name I would call, and I would go, "Oye, dile a tu mujer que mañana voy a arreglarle el aire." and then it was like at 10 o'clock, they were definitely sleeping, and the man goes, "Oye, mami, tú tienes el problema con el aire." No. Oye, dile que yo le voy a arreglar todas las válvulas. Bro, I used to do that shit all the time. Yo, si no le digo, I would call and go, oye, voy para allá, voy a buscar ahora el bistec, dale, dame el bistec con las habichuelas y todo, que voy para allá. Like, ¿quién es? ¿Quién habla? Fíjate eso.
A game was we would sit by the phone, and then the game was you had to call somebody, any phone number, and ask for Tony.
Oh,
but you had to hope that there was somebody in that house named Tony. So I started getting good at the game because I knew that any number with a 556, 558, 554, 552, those are all Hialeah. There was always some Tony.
Hey.
If it was a Hialeah phone number, you could call and there would be a Tony. It'll be like, sí, por favor, Tony. Ay, pero un sonido de It was fucking amazing. How many times you could get a Tony on the phone?
Fucking Kendall people. Back me up.
Yeah, what will be the first 3 digits of a Kendall number?
888.
No. 387.
Numbers. How about wait? Let's see if this is an old cool game because
there you go.
Not a lot of people still have home phones. So here. Okay, Miami Beach.
Wow.
576, 579,
2 was 1. 532. I had a
532. Okay.
coño.
Hialeah.
Hialeah was all the 556
556, 887,
and 87.
822, 825, 827.
687.
Man,
You know what number I had? Talk, number 2, and me. 8255263.
so what? Talking
It
me
was Talk, TALK,
Cock
number 2, and ME. Talk to me.
I thought you said
8255263.
Don't share that.
That's not my number anymore.
My number is 888 cocking me.
Yeah, you're gonna edit that out, right? And switch it.
I had a 337 Hans in my beeper.
Nice.
Yeah, man. 337 Hans. As a matter of fact, I would
Did you have the gold chain?
no, man, I did not. I'll tell you this though. I used to make those signs, and you might have remembered them on the streets. I would say, having a party, call 337 Hans.
Oh wow.
I don't know this.
Let me tell you, I will put them on every entrance and exit of highways where I knew that it was going to be jam packed with traffic and stuff like that.
Oh.
And I started getting phone calls.
Really?
Holy shit. And what I would do is I would take signs from people, like if it said for rent, whatever, I would get the sign, I would take it home, I would spray paint it black, and in white with a brush, I would write, having a party, call 337 Hans.
Nice. You know what? One of the most ingenious things I've ever seen, I know it has nothing to do with DJ, but advertising. No, listen to this. This is fucking badass. You're going in the highway, right? Over the entrance of the highway. You know, you got to go slow to get into the highway, whatever. You got to merge in. Right over the overpass, you know, there's like a little hill. Mm-hmm. You know, the little hill that goes for the overpass. Right. So what they did was they pressure cleaned. Need pressure cleaning, call and a number in pressure clean.
Hell yeah.
On the fucking thing, dude.
Hey, listen,
el que hizo eso tiene unos cojones like huge.
Nice.
And honestly, what are you gonna tell the guy? The city. I mean, if the city got mad, what are you mad?
Now they got now they got to clean the whole thing in order to get rid of the fucking head.
Or you call the guy and you go, "Hey, listen, we know it's you,
right? Could you clean it up?" That'll be $1,000.
Here's the rest of my story. So
yeah, sorry about that.
He started getting mad at my signs because they were everywhere. So then, you know, I started I got my first call one time, like, "Hi, yeah, I need a DJ for a party. What's your address so I can mail you your deposit?" I was like, that was quick. This guy's really, really wanting to party. I'm like, why do I feel that this is bullshit? I don't know what I did, but I tried to darle la vuelta. And then all of a sudden the guy called me back, and then he just went straight forward. He was like, "Listen, we know that you've been putting signs all over the city, and we're going to start fining you $250 per sign." And I go, "Well, I'll be taking them down real quick, so
don't worry about it."
I'm done. And then I stopped. I thought about it, and I go, why do politicians get away with it?
Yeah.
And I cannot.
Right.
What is the difference? How are they doing it? So I stopped. I took all my signs down, and I made a politician style one, and it said, what did it say? Vote, having a party, vote for 337.
I like it.
And I started putting them, but in different areas. I said, I don't want to be too cocky and put them in the same spot.
Right.
And I would still get my calls and everything.
If it was today, I would have sent them to the Indian Hans.
Right.
Punjabi Hans. What's going over here?
Well, they hit me up again. And I remember that I just basically I told the lady on the phone, I'm like, well, actually, that's not me. That's my competitor. That he found out that I was getting in trouble for making signs. and what they're doing is they're putting up signs with my name, so
Right.
me in trouble. So I don't even know where those signs are.
There you go.
And and they were like, "Listen, just get the signs off the street, okay? Like, go fuck yourself with your lie.
Right. Yeah. We're not buying that.
Get them off. If not, we're gonna fine you for it."
I gotta.
But yeah, man, for a while I wrote that shit out, man. It took actually like a good year and a half or something like that before I started getting too popular.
Wow.
But man, yeah, because I started getting like, you know what I would do? I would get the sticker spray, and I would go in my car, and I had a pickup truck, and then I would go to those concrete poles.
And put them further up.
And I would climb on the top of my car and put it so high up that nobody could
can take it off. Right.
Good height where you
can see it.
People do that.
Yeah.
That you're like, man, how the fuck did that?
Like,
I want to see the guy with the ladder. It's like, no, man, you just pull up with your car. Man, I would do that shit at
Pickup truck.
4 in the morning.
Oh, we're gonna start doing that with Walter Capote's phone number.
That's fine. Hey, I need the business.
He's like, I'll take that shit, bro.
I'll take it.
I'll take the fines too. Fuck it.
I'll help you. Oh man. That's it's ingenious stuff we used to do for advertising.
Man, listen, you have to survive. You got to survive. And advertising, I tried the New Times and stuff like that back in the day. That shit was expensive. I did the back page right next to the hookers.
Wow.
I was trying all that stuff, and then the New Times would be like, I would pay a pretty hefty number, and then I would get one call, and it'd be complicated. Like, what do you think? And okay, I'll call you back. I'll think about it. I was like, this is fucking too expensive, man. Fuck that.
Yeah.
And we had no internet.
Oh no.
No, man. We had none of that shit. I'm telling you, man. These kids of today have it too easy.
Yeah. I never advertised at all when I was DJing. Like,
Wow.
ever. I just worked on referrals.
Listen, that's the best possible way. I mean, as a DJ, that's how most everybody's business was.
Yeah. From one party, you get 2 or 3 parties. That's the way I always did it.
The only thing that works really well, by the way, obviously word of mouth. One of the DJs that I was talking to, which he built a really good career. I'm not going to say who it is, but no, I'm not going to do that. What he did is he didn't want like all the shitty jobs. So he wanted high end clients. He wasn't looking for the cheap birthday parties at the house or nothing like that. He was looking for high end people with money, and that's all he concentrated. So he told me something that was really, really unique. He said, if you open up yourself to whatever party, why am I getting like a feedback? I'm hearing myself.
Yeah, you are, aren't you? Let me see. All right.
Hello, 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Not for me.
Nope.
Mute Walter for a second. 1 2 1 2.
All right. Oh, yeah.
1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
All right.
1 2 1 2. Hello. Oh, it's from him. Yeah, because he doesn't have headphones. All right, it's okay. I'll try not. So he was saying that the referrals, like if you do a cheap party or whatever, word of mouth, that client, if it's within a specific price range, you'll always get those parties.
You're right.
Those, like, so if you're working, let's say for $300, they're gonna recommend you to somebody else that you can only charge $300.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you're within that little realm. He didn't want that.
I totally agree.
Yeah, and that was like against my grain because that's like cojones. So you're telling me that I can't do any of these parties now? I gotta go over here and now start working here, and hopefully I can get these guys, bro. And that guy just does high end parties. He does not do anything cheap.
He had to.
He doesn't even recommend other DJs to go to the other parties. He just won't do it.
Yeah, he's it's above him. It's like, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I do all of them, but I definitely
me too.
agree with that. I definitely agree with that because the problem with referrals is, let's say you're doing a party for a friend. Let's say you normally charge $400 for 4 hours. Simple party, no lights, no nothing.
Yeah.
And then you're okay. So they're a friend, so Good, let me give it to it for $250, $300.
Right.
Whoever is at their party and says, "Man, that was a good DJ. Give me his card. How much did he charge you?" Your friend, if they don't know any better, they're gonna be like, "Oh, $300."
And then he calls you up, and then when you ask him for 500 bucks, they're gonna say no, bro.
They're gonna
Exactly.
say, even if even if you're worth it, they
Yes.
can't
They
imagine
won't buy it.
because
Yeah, if they know that you charge them $300. Why are you charging me $5? Yeah, you'll never get out of that. So I get that.
here's one of my number one rules. First of all, I charge my friends what I charge everybody else in the business.
Oh, now I do. Yeah,
And I call it my friends and family deal, which is not a deal. It's just a number that I'm comfortable showing up to a party and DJing for you, because even though you're telling me I'm going to be sitting there and having fun with you and drinking and partying, I know that the second that I grab a plate of food, you're going to be like, "Oh, cámbiame la canción."
yes,
And at that moment, I remind myself I'm working.
Yes.
yeah, it's work.
I will then go and tell that person, listen, the reason why I cannot give you a special price is because there's no special Saturday that I could break into two. And usually I like to say, you're going to want me on a Saturday. Now, if you're comfortable with maybe booking me on a Tuesday night or a night where it doesn't really matter and you don't throwing a shitty party,
Right.
then I will break it down for less, because it's a day that I usually maybe not working,
Right.
I could work for less. But the all reality is that I can't go back and make that Saturday up again. And what always seems to happen to me is that I end up DJing for my friends at a low rate. And that day I get, or not that day, but at some point I'll get called
For the same day.
a fucking better party than yours. And I'm stuck being your friend.
Right.
That happened to me many times.
And I said, listen, this is my business. And business and friendship are two different things. I can't fuck with one or the other. So I really don't have a special, friends and family
That's good.
rate.
That's good.
So that's my friends and family rate.
Yeah.
No, that's good.
A whole
Hey,
bunch of
that's
explanations on why I won't.
that makes perfect sense,
It does.
and I do like that. I do like that. I always try not to do, I tell them, listen, this is my rate. If you want to do it on a Friday, you want to do it any other day, but my Saturdays, this is it.
Weekend rates are very special to me, and I have to keep them at a certain level. And
that's the thing, because like if it's on a regular contract, if it wasn't a friend, I have different packages. So if they book me directly, it's much higher price, which is not that I'm any better than anybody else. It's just that I have it at a really high price because I also do photography. No, I also do photography and videography. So I get much more money doing photography for a wedding than I do DJing. So I'm not going to go for $500 to go DJ or $450 to go DJ when I can say, you know what, if you want me, this is my rate, but what everybody hires is the next step down, which is my standard DJ, and those are the DJs that I send out. So I prefer sending people out, having my Saturday off, and if I'm not booked for a wedding, I'll show up to the event.
well put.
That way, I don't lose. I don't lose either way, and they're not guaranteed that I'm going to be there. I'll tell them, say, hey, if I don't get booked on Saturday, you'll have me at the reduced rate, or you can say I'll pay an extra $200 and I'm guaranteed you.
Yep, guaranteed.
And then I also told them, if you haven't seen me DJ, don't hire me. Hire the other guy. That's it, and save $200. No, bro, you gotta like play around with it, because if there's another source of income that you're gonna make more money, you gotta go with it.
Of course.
That's another thing I get from friends of mine. Oh, I have to sign a contract? Yeah.
Oh,
The only person I have to sign a contract is my mother. Everybody else,
listen,
contract has to give me a
deposit, and don't think twice. I don't care who you are. Even if
I don't even pencil it in if they don't give me a deposit.
Yeah. Then deposit, sign contract.
even other DJs, I say, hey, listen, take the deposit, because I'm not going to hold the date. I will put that in pencil.
Right.
And listen, That to me is like you might as well
Nothing.
consider it nothing. Exactly.
Right. I'm penciling it in.
Yeah, you know what started happening to me with penciling things in?
Yeah.
That-
And they'll call you.
No, but even worse than that is that I would go through my calendar and I would forget what was a penciled in idea that somebody was interested in a Saturday wedding or whatever the fuck. And a year later, I would get close to that date and I'll be like, oh shit, I have an event here.
And you don't.
And I didn't. And then I'm like going, wait, did we check for deposit? What's going on? What the fuck? It's a fucking wedding. It says wedding here and it's coming up in a fucking weekend. I don't even know who the fuck this is.
Yep.
And then I've gotten two situations happen. One has been that, yeah, it was a booking from fucking forever and I just totally forgot. And I'm like, when the fuck were you going to call me to remind me?
Wow.
You know, I'm
I
already,
got a little story similar to that.
yeah, or if not, it's not even a party. That it was just a call. They were considering it and then, oh no, yeah.
A couple of years right as I was starting, this lady would hire me to do little parties for her, right? So she had a party, I don't know, somewhere in Hialeah, and she says, wait, I'm gonna make up the date because I don't remember the thing. But she wrote on the contract November 7th, right? And I'm like, okay, November 7th, and I write down November 7th is the party. I'm like, okay, good. So the day of November 7th comes, and I go to the event, and it was at a park, and I go, hey, there's a party over here in Pavilion number 5. No, there's no party here in Pavilion number 5. There was a party last week. I'm like, what? So I call the client, hey, George over here at the Hialeah Pavilion number 5. Where's the party? Party was last week.
Pero,
I go, what do you mean last week? And you didn't even call me for 7 days? You didn't call me to tell me, oh, yeah, by the way, you never showed up. Nothing.
they just
go-
wrote it out.
They wrote it on the contract wrong. They wrote November 7th, and it was the week prior.
Wow.
Deposit?
No, it was kind of like a friend. They were going to bill
that's
me and
fine.
all that. But
They were just like-
no. But hold on. It wasn't a friend. It was a referral type thing.
Maybe
It wasn't like a friend that I knew.
like they got to the park and they're like, I'm not even in the fucking mood to have a party. I hope the DJ doesn't even show up.
Well, that's probably the excuse they gave me. Hey, nobody showed up. It was just me and the family. It was something small. So you didn't show up. We said, okay, no problem. But wait, they didn't call, dude. For 7 days, they didn't call.
That's weird. What happened
That
to
was
me
the weirdest, by the way.
What happened to me was sort of backwards, which is the reason I started doing contracts. I'm talking about many, many years ago. I showed up at a party that somebody another DJ gave it to me. And I was running a little bit late. And by the time I got there was another DJ set up and playing music.
Yeah.
And
That's
I'm like,
happened to me
what the
twice.
hell?
Twice.
There's no contract, there's no nothing. Me tuve que meter el rabo de la pierna y irme para la casa.
Yeah.
And I
I
was-
set up for a school dance. Early.
Mhm.
And a DJ comes like 30, 40 minutes prior with a little carrito with hey, no, I'm the DJ. DJ, I'm set up already. Oh, no, they hired me. What do you mean they hired you?
That was you. That was you.
Bye. Se fue para carajo. And then Coco Walk. I used to do Coco Walk all the time, right?
Yeah.
They started hiring this guy from the Marlins, and they did the same thing with him. They hired me, and they hired him.
I
That's
think I was there that day.
But he got there quick. So he set up like an hour before or whatever. And I show up and I'm like, okay, I'm going to do my stuff
That's when you used to set up in the center.
in the center. And sure enough, the Marlins guy was already there setting up, putting cables. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
So it's happened.
No,
The weird setups like that. Or you walk in a banquet hall. This will never happen to me again. I used to just walk in the banquet hall in a hotel banquet, set up, and then they go, no, this is not the room. The room's next door.
Oh, no.
That's happened to me a couple of times. Long time ago.
Listen, I did a wedding for a buddy of mine. His name is John. It was last year. I'm having a hard time remembering what hotel was it. Somewhere in downtown Miami. but this is the situation. You get to the hotel, you park, and you say, "Hey, I'm DJing at this place."
Right.
And they go, "Okay." What you do is you go behind, go all the way to the back, and you're going to find parking, and then you're going to see that you go upstairs, and there's the ballroom.
Right.
Fucking, how can you fuck that up? You're already in the right hotel.
Right. So you go in and you go in that ballroom.
Listen, I get there. There's, already some waiters and stuff setting stuff up for a wedding. I set up my gear, and I've got fucking gear. I've got a lot. Listen, it was so
lights, everything.
That I am pushing that cart like a motherfucker. I got subs. I got lights. I got fucking more lights. I got an extra monitor. I got another speaker for the outside. With an extra mixer because there's the ceremony and cocktail and
you're doing everything.
Everything. And then here's the thing. So I set up first. I said I got time.
So I'm going to set reception first.
Reception first, and then
go find this day.
So then I set up reception, and then as I'm about to go outside, I remember that they had said right outside is going to be cocktail and reception and wedding ceremony. So I look outside, and I'm like, "There's no outside, right? There's a downstairs, and then I see chairs, and I see that there's a ceremony being set up." I go, "That's where it's at. It wasn't right outside. It's right outside downstairs."
So let me go set up ceremony.
So then I stop and I go, something don't feel right.
Oh boy.
And I go to this one lady that's working there. I go, "Hey, are you the party planner?" She's like, "Yeah." And I go, "Is this John's wedding?" And she's like, "Huh?" She goes, "No, hold on, let me see. This is the couple." And I look, and it's a black couple. And I'm like, not my John. Not nowhere near my John. Listen, I stop and I'm like, "Is there another party room around here? Maybe I got the wrong room." But it's like I can't imagine. Everything seems properly, but
wrong hotel.
She goes, "Oh,
the wrong room."
Yeah, let me explain to you what happens. There's two parts to this hotel.
Oh no.
There's the left and the right side. When you are downstairs going in, you could either take the left or the right, and you're going to be in it's basically almost like the same.
Another street, basically.
No, but it's at another angle, and you can't come in, through here. You have to go in through there. I go, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Wow.
I run downstairs. I listened to what she said, and I'm like, I can't fucking find what they're telling me. So I'm going everywhere. And I call the John, the wedding. I go, "Dude, I am here at your wedding, but it's not your room. It's not the room. I want you to do me a favor. Come down here because we still got enough time for this.
Wow.
And show me your room."
So the delay was even longer.
Yeah,
because now you had to wait for them to come down and tell you where it was.
Oh, he came down right away, real quick, and he goes, "Oh, bro, it's simple here." And I go, "Okay, here, my car's over here, and I'm gonna have to bring everything back down because then I have to come back out, and I don't know."
Oh, and you had set up already reception.
I was already set up a reception. I thought I had to clear all that stuff down.
Wow, dude.
So then I go with him through the front of the hotel the same way they told me to go. And I'm showing him, and then he goes, "Okay, yeah," and you go this way, and we end up in the same room, in the wrong room with him. And he's like, wait, what the fuck? He doesn't know.
Oh, Jesus.
And I go, "What the fuck is going on? Is this like, some shit that's from Twilight Zone?" Yeah.
You go in one room, you go to the other side, and you end up in another room.
I ended up in the same fucking room from a different angle. And I'm like, something's fucking crazy. So I asked this one guy that seemed like he knew the area. He's like, "Oh, no, wait, man. Wait. I'd show you the right way, man. I'd show you."
You're smoking too much weed, man.
He goes, "It happens all the time. Yeah. And we go down, and then there's this one little fucking hallway that's tucked away that nobody would ever fucking see unless, this is the kind of place that needs signs saying ballroom this and ballroom that way. And that would have resolved everybody's fucking problem.
Wow.
I went the other way. We went upstairs. We found the room. I was, holy shit. I go to the guy, listen, I'm going to go set up. Luckily, I got there with enough time that I was able to tear that bitch down.
Go to the other side.
Go back actually to the outside, almost to where my car is again. So then I could make the other turn.
Wow.
And then go up the long fucking way, the hallway, the fucking stairs to the fucking, a little lift and then elevator that then took me right into the room. And I fucking, let me tell you. Oh, and I started getting sick during all this. So I was starting to get a fever. I was dying to change clothes because I was sweating like a motherfucker.
Right, between the stress and the moving and the
and when you're sick there, you're gonna sweat even more.
Yeah.
That wedding came out amazing and it was awesome and everything. But I wish that nobody, that stress level was so fucking high. And
that's something that you learn with experience, because that's happened to me many times. And you're just standing there sweating the nerviosismo, and you want shit to come out right, and shit's not coming out right. You know what? I've been there. I've done that now.
And that
I take the extra day and go to the actual. Okay, where's your party gonna be? Where do I go through all those steps, so that day I don't have to get.
I don't. I still have.
Yeah. Now it's funny because we beat our head. We you learn. Obviously, you learn from your mistakes. You learn from your, and you learn what to do next. So now, right before I'll unload, and the first thing I do is find out who's in charge of the room, and I make sure it's not somebody just putting water.
Yeah.
I make sure I find the lady that got the contract.
Yeah.
I go, wait, what room is this? Oh, this is the Tyler room? Okay. And then I go outside, see if there's a little sign that says, welcome to Tyler's wedding. And that's double confirmation. I go, this is it.
And then you set up, and then when you finish setting up, they go like this, oh, by the way, we need you to move that gear.
Yes.
Well,
Because we're going to be walking in from this side.
I'll tell you what. Yes, I put that in my contract. I know I don't move anything.
Yeah, well,
it's in my contract. Once I set up, I don't move it.
Oh no, I move it, but I charge you for it.
Well, that's what I was going to get at. That's where I was going.
I never say no to any work. Here's but I will tell you that any secondary, I will do it for you, but there's a charge. It's a simple charge. There's no questions asked.
And speaking of charging, you have to know. Especially when I used to do I've been in clubs now 11 years, so now I don't do parties. But when I was doing parties, you have to know what to charge in what hotel. For example, the Doral, which is
charge more because there's more work involved.
No, the thing is, the round room is in the front. The round ballroom with a sunken ballroom is right in the front. But you can't set up you can't unload in the front. You have to go all the way to the back of some little shitty elevator. Bring it up to the second floor and then walk it all the way from the back of the hotel to the front.
Oh yeah,
that's like double the fucking work.
Listen, I always say that I learn my lessons every time once with every hotel.
Yeah, you know which one to charge more.
You know the hotel that you gotta fucking do the job. There's like 5 hotels that I have marked down in South Beach that there's only one entrance and you will never get your car parked there.
Right.
So you have a helper to make sure that you pull up, you
unload everything, and then stay in the car. Right. Yes.
Yeah, and then somebody else is going to go ahead and tear it in, and
take it inside for you so you can go park because there's no loading area and you can't go by the front. I got you.
Oh yeah, bro. Dude, I actually
those are nightmares, man. Nightmares.
I DJ'd a wedding for the owner of Visa, some shit like New York, one of the biggest accounts of Visa, and they got married in Miami in this badass hotel, and they covered the pool with plexiglass, and I DJ'd up on the plexiglass. I had to rent moving heads when moving heads were almost impossible to get and stuff like that, but I rented everything without the guy who's gonna do the work.
Right.
So I'm just renting lights, thinking, all these lights just work. I don't need no fucking mapping or anything, whatever the fuck. I'm just doing shit on my own. And I know nothing about it. I'm not an electrician or
You
no.
plug it in and the thing didn't do nothing.
No. Luckily it did. But here's what the problem was. So I'm all, running cables, fucking wires, left, right. And then I have all my power for the lights, for the gear, for the second part of the gear, because I had extra speakers on the other side. And when it comes time to plug it into something, they give me, the guy from the hotel gives me a cord. And he goes, here, plug it into this.
This
is back Martin, lights, or fucking.
Imagínate, 10,000 watts for one bulb.
And it gets better. So I got turntables. This is back in that time. The wedding's going amazing. I have everything working. The lights are just they were just doing that automation thing of whatever. And that was good enough for everybody. No problem there.
Right, but that breaker was heating up.
But the second I said, time to drop them.
Eso. Carajo.
Everything shut down. So
drop the bass.
And remember, people are on top of this swimming pool that is lit up. Now
that shit went off too.
Everything turned off. We're in the darkness. The mosquitoes.
Wow.
Everything. Yeah. And then I'm like, we got to figure this out. We're running around crazy. They go clack, 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 clack. The breaker back on. The music turns back on. I go, ready to rock the boom again.
Every time we kicked it.
Three times in.
Don't turn the lights.
I go to the guy. Listen, you need to give me power from somewhere else so I can separate at least the lights from the sound.
Yeah.
And Link will survive. And I go, where is it that this one's coming from? So then he finally let me in because he didn't let me in to see where the cable he gave me was. That cable was connected to a little square where they had an electric fryer.
Yeah. There you go.
And they were making, like onion rings. And
let's play onion rings.
I kid you not. They were still making onion rings.
Well, yeah, right. Because I had the same exact issue with a very high-end house, right? On the water, all that good stuff. And they had one outlet. I connect my two speakers and just my regular stuff, crank it up. Halfway through the party, the music shuts off. Every time I would turn the thing, boom, it would shut off. And the guy goes, "Oh no, it's your equipment. Your equipment." I go, "No, I'm plugged in, but there's not enough juice here." Sure enough, they had the wiring that they did. They had the whole outside part, like where the fan, all the hi-hats on the top, and then they had the heat lamps for the food and all that shit. All of that was connected to the same circuit, including me, even though we weren't next to each other.
Oh yeah. They just like power,
right?
All right there.
Right. So I went to the breaker.
Oh, big shout out to Bruno.
And that shit was hot. The breaker was hot, and I go, "That's the problem.
Your breaker is about to break." It's like beyond.
So he had to get an extension cord and put it through a window, through a bedroom on the side of the house in order to get the power. But of course, it's my equipment that was faulty.
Oh, no. Of course it goes. Listen, anytime anything shuts down, the first thing that everybody does is look at the thing and go,
I know. Don't you hate that?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, maybe it was somebody else. It's like, I didn't bump the table, shit like that. You're like, come on, man. But yeah, that happened.
Even when the power goes out, they go, what happened?
And there was also a heat lamp on the fryer thing. There was a heat lamp connected, and there was a piece of old ham. I was just sitting there, and you're like, "What?" You didn't even need it on. Maybe the fryer. I get it. Everybody wanted onion rings. Yeah. And the way I made a $500 tip
on that. Wow.
On that party.
Very nice.
I mean, they were happy with my work in general, and they understood that it had nothing to do with you. If I would have been a smarter guy, I would have never let that happen. I would have made sure
it happened to all of us, bro.
It wasn't coming from that one table.
Yeah, it happens, bro. It happens. Those mistakes happen.
I wasn't that guy yet. I wasn't even a bit technical. So, that was, my reality. I would have honestly, I think I would have even run separate power from, a fucking generator.
Yeah.
outside in the beach or some shit like that. Because man, yeah, no way. But yeah, man, incredible. And $500 tip. The guy, I thought he was there to kill me. He's like, come up to the room. You're in the hotel.
I'm dead.
You ruined my wedding.
This
You
guy,
ruined my wedding. I'm suing your ass. Here's $500.
and yeah, we go. I go up there, and I go up there. Also, somebody else from catering and everything, and the guy just starts grabbing wads and off the bed where he had a bunch of money just laying out there.
Damn.
And the guy I looked at that. I go, oh my god, bro, what the fuck? Would it be like to be this guy, bro? Oh, he flew in all the family and sitters for the kids. So babysitters, staffing. This guy, bro, that was money. That was a money party.
Nice. Yeah, things like that happen. I'm sure there's a lot of other stories that happen to us. That
We can
talk
go
about.
on and on with stories.
And that's right. And we're not gonna go on because it's 2:45.
Yeah.
And we're calling this one over. Anything else you want to say, George, before we cut you off?
I'm good, man.
Before we unplug you. Wait, one more time.
Oh, well.
That's bad, bro.
That's badass.
All right, everybody. Wait.
Guys.
Shake that ass!
Oh shit, we got a new one.
Shake that ass!
No, I messed up.
Oh, finger. No wonder they call it the shit show.
I don't know. Get about it. Oh yeah, here we go. That one song. Let's just jump into it right from there. Aha. That's right, everybody. It was a shit show, episode 16. We had Madelin Red from Prototype. We got George. We got Walter. We had a bunch of our friends. And the party continues next Monday. We're going to do it all over again. Let me see. Maybe I'll have another interview going on. Or maybe it's just going to be another shit show. Quién sabe. But once again, thank you very much. And don't forget, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Make sure I get some sort of algorithm going on in my life. Oh, damn. Bro, you got that bass on that thing. Do it again. Oh, no. He's like remixing my shit.
Earphones like you guys.
I like it.
All right. So once again, we are sponsored by Vamos a ver.
All-purpose flour.
All Permit Solutions Incorporated. Even though you're not here, we still love you, bro. Ya tu sabe. Peace out, my people. We are
guys.
fuck out of here.